All right, guys, I am here with the amazing Shayla Jennings. I'm really excited. I feel like I wanted to ask you for a while to come on the podcast, but like I'm super intimidated because like you just have like really cool vibes, and I get really intimidated by that. So
seems like a theme for you, but it's not accurate. Everyone thinks you're just as cool, so you're a fool.
For people here who don't already know you, do you want to just give like a little introduction?
Sure. Hi, I'm Shayla. I do mostly just chatting stuff. I used to do a lot of cooking streams when I was cooler, but I live in Southern California, so it's really hot, so I hate being in my kitchen during summer especially. So now I just do a lot of talking.
Nice.
I'm quiet? Oh no.
I'm turning you up on my end,
okay.
So I hope that helps. I don't know. Speak, I guess, what's your favorite food to make? And I'll just see if your audio is better.
I make a lot of curries, so that's going to be my answer. Redo the intro. Oh, damn. All right. Needy. Bacon. Ooh, it's good. It's good. Hello.
Okay. It's good? I think it's good.
We got two solid it's good by the same person. I trust him. I trust you, Amanda.
All right. I think... Yeah, I mean, it looks like it should be, like, in the same range, generally.
Okay, solid.
There we go. Alrighty, so I normally start with stream-specific questions. I met you through streaming, so that's kind of how I know you. And I realize I don't know a lot about your, like, streaming journey, I guess. So I'd love to hear more about that. Oh, now it's too high. Let me turn it down then. You guys just keep letting me know, and I'll adjust it as we go. Just you let me know, and I'll go from here. But so I guess basic question for streaming and stuff. When did you start? How long have you been streaming? And why did you start?
So I started. So I technically started streaming on YouNow because Twitch intimidated the shit out of me. So I was like, I'm gonna go to the site with all the pedophiles. That seems way safer.
Yeah.
And I started off streaming there, and I would, like, stream without, like, no makeup. I was like, but I always talk about, I want to stream on Twitch. It's so cool. Whoa, that's where all the real streamers go. So then I, like, at one point, they were kind of like, here, we'll set you up a Discord, and you're going to stream on Twitch. First of all, no one followed me over, bitches. Second of all, can I curse?
Yeah,
okay,
yeah.
right?
I swear all the time.
Okay, but in this moment, I was like, I've made a mistake. There's no going back.
I'm sorry, I'm going to have to ask you to leave.
I know, fuck, yeah. I'll go. It's my mistake, brother. I'm sorry. So, like, 3 years ago, I started streaming on Twitch, and I would, like, wear makeup every day, and I, like, tried, and then I was like, never mind on that. But, so I've been streaming for, like, 3 years because I like talking, and I don't know how to shut the fuck up. So it really works for me quite well.
Oh, same.
Yeah. It's my...
I feel like we vibe in that standpoint of, like, we both, like, are good talkers, and we can talk a lot, and so I feel like a platform in which other people can chat and type, but it's just like us talking. Like it saves anyone else who's going to be around me in person from having to deal with nearly as much because I can get it out on stream.
Yeah, because like that is one thing though. I don't know if you have this problem, but I've noticed that I do get a little bit used to people not talking back to me. So I'm very good at filler conversation to a point where people are like, okay, yeah, you didn't have to comment on that actually, and I'm like,
yeah. That was just a pause, like a natural lull. I feel like I've gotten better at talking and being like social. I used to be really introverted. Like during the pandemic, I think streaming has helped me with that. The one thing that I think is difficult now is like discerning silences. Like, is this a pause where I can interject, or is this a pause where the person is thinking? Like, I have such an issue like trying to distinguish the two sometimes.
That being said, because like, my closer friends, it is a constant game of I'm cutting you off, but you love me, so you let me cut you off. And I don't mean to. Like, the deepest parts of my soul, I don't mean to be an asshole. Like, I don't mean to. I'm excited. I'm just excited to be involved. Like, I'm happy to be here, you know? Like,
yeah, I feel like it's like when you're talking about something you're excited about, like, you just kind of are like, oh, but this, and people are like, I wasn't done. And you're like, but
this is a great... I want to hear what you have to say, but I'll forget.
Exactly. I know, I'm like... Within 2 seconds, it'll be gone.
Oh, yeah. And they're like, you don't have to say everything you're thinking. I'm like, but then how conversation move forward if no say thought?
Yeah, exactly. Sorry, so when did you start? How long ago did you start on Twitch then?
So like 3 years ago on Twitch, and I streamed for a few months before on the YouNow.
Okay, so, gotcha.
with the progress. Over 3 years now. I'm not sure exactly how many, but like how many, but many months. Long time. Don't always mess with the guests. Why are you guys against me here in the chat?
I did see the freeze frame, but my brain doesn't work fast enough to comment on things before it switches, so I can speak really fast, but my brain takes a second to catch up.
Same way. We can move fast. Conversations. Actual, like, maybe useful thoughts. Didn't say they were there, but the words are out.
Oh yeah, I can speak words. Will it make sense? Probably not, but I said something, so.
Yeah, definitely. Sorry, I read Renee's thing where she said she paused for a few weeks because I'm trying to be better about. I was raised online, and I'm trying to realize that maybe that's not always the healthiest thing, respectfully, for online.
Yeah, gotcha.
Maybe, just a smidge socially stunning myself, if I'm being completely honest. So,
I feel like we've all been there in some shape or form, especially, like, anyone who's on Twitch to some degree. I feel like, whether viewer or streamer, like, I feel like we can all kind of relate over that at least a little bit, which is nice.
Yeah, because it's like, definitely, I don't have issues. It's not like I have issues talking with people. Like, I'm very like, hi, nice to meet you, da-da-da, you know? But, like, maintaining friendships, not thriving on that aspect.
Oh, yeah. Especially, like, I feel like during the pandemic, there would be times where I put so much time into streaming, and I was on stream all the time, and then people would be like, hey, so you're on stream. Do you want to, like, respond to my text? And I'd be like, oh, yeah, yeah.
Just because I know they won't be here because I'm not on my channel, I'm going to say this. I have someone in real life that I don't really want to be friends with because I feel like they kind of like, if I were to give them the chance, and I hate that. I hate that. And I talk about how much I like hate that all the time. And they came into my chat once and they were like, can you respond to my text? And I was like, this is a nightmare.
That was like my least favorite thing about when I blended like my real life and my streaming is that like now if I'm like, oh, sorry, I don't feel well. And I hop on stream, they know, like, I can't hide it. I can't, like, stream used to be my, like, my little bubble. And so, like, people in real life, I could be like, oh, sorry, like, I have a commitment. Or, you know, I'm just gonna, like, chill with my cat and watch TV. And then I come on here and I'm being weird and, you know, doing whatever. And they're like, interesting that, you know, you couldn't hang out with me, but so.
It's my job.
Yeah, exactly. Like, this is how I make money, okay?
Yeah, and that's such a weird, I'm not burning, I'm having good thought, big brain. Yeah, but, sorry, I'm reading your chat to respond, because, but it's such a fucking weird thing. I hate that. I hate people showing up. Luckily, most of my real life friends would never show up in my chat, except for this one that did, and I was like,
It's like, well, it's also, it's uncomfortable because it puts you on the spot, because you're a streamer in that moment. You are, like, performing to a degree. And so then to have someone come up and put you on the spot like that is so uncomfortable.
It's like a heckle, but like worse. It's like your mom heckling you.
Yeah.
And like everyone knows it's your mom, so it's like, why'd they do that? You're like,
Yeah.
I don't know. Why did they do that? Why did they do that to me?
Now we just have to deal with the aftermath of this awkward situation that they've caused.
Yeah, like you've put me in a position that I'm unhappy with. Awesome. Mm-hmm. You really made me want to respond to that text. But
exactly. I'm like, I am way less likely to want to hang out with you after you pull something like that because I felt uncomfortable. I didn't like it. So I don't want to associate and hang out.
You've just knocked yourself down the ladder at best. That's all you've accomplished. And now I'm really not going to respond to you, my friend. I'm going to respond in this moment, but I will never again unless you show up on my screen and make it worse once again. Oh
yeah. I feel like one of the things, because I'm normally, from growing up, I've always been very like timid, you know, like my personality type. And I feel like streaming has made me a lot bolder because one, my community throws shit at me. So I've learned to throw shit back, but then also like dealing with trolls. And I realized that and how I, you know, when people reach out to me, like I posted a picture when I was in Vegas and like some guy from an acting class in high school that he was friends with my ex or whatever. And he hit me up with like a, hey, how's it going? And I was like, like it was one of the, and he was
suddenly a lot worse.
Yeah, exactly. And so he was like, when will you be back in Dallas? We should hang out. And I'm like, well, I don't go to Texas anymore. I'm in California now. And like just very abrupt and like, and he just never responded because I was like, I am not interested. I don't know how to, you know.
I hate it. I don't. Yeah, I've done this new thing where I don't open DMs anymore. I've actually, because of my inability to do social, real life interactions, I realized that I should stop fillering with online social, which sounds really sad and maybe it is, but like, Because I used to at least try and open DMs and like respond to them, like the hey, thanks for stopping by, whatever.
Yeah.
No, closed all of them. Like, well, they're open, I guess technically, but I don't open them anymore. It's a weird fucking transition to me.
Yeah. Well, I think also it can be hard because then it furthers sometimes the parasocial relationship where people who are viewers expect you to be responding to them, and it's the mindset of like, well, I'm just one person, but it's one person many times over. And then we don't have time to do our lives. And then it's like, they'll make you feel bad if you don't respond. But it's like, I have my own stuff to do. And yeah.
Now it's so weird because it's like, I've always said this. It's like, I mean, obviously from what I know of people in my chat, y'all are cool people. I for the most part, what I know about you, you're cool. I like you. But that being said, there's like fucking 30 of you. One of me. It's like I say like a teacher minus like any skill that I'm teaching you, or like I guess it's just entertainer. But to me it makes sense. Where it's like, oh yeah, I know my students. My students are cool. If a student disappears, I'm gonna be a little confused. But like, I assume you transferred.
Yeah, and it's like, and I think that like just because we don't have the ability necessarily to sustain interaction on an individual scale doesn't mean we don't care. Like like I care about you guys and I like to hang out with you, but to some degree, it's like I can't do all of it, all the time. Because it's like stream, we're on. And actually, I don't know about you, but for me, streaming can be really exhausting. Like at the end of a stream, I just want to veg and not do anything,
I love to turn it off and just...
It's the sync where you go from being like, all right, bye guys. Like you're just like, and it's not even like I'm mad at people. It's just my face hurts from smiling and I need my RBF to have its time to shine.
This is my favorite. Because my lights are here, so it's just, okay, bye guys.
Oh yeah, it's that post stream, everything goes off, and you just sit in darkness for a few minutes.
Yeah, and like I'll transfer to my bed and just like, all right, y'all are great. You're fantastic. I just want a nap though, low key.
Oh yeah.
And like I'm a really like smiley, energetic person, but it just I don't know, it's different because it is the performance aspect maybe.
Yeah. I think that's also one of the weird things about it because it is a little bit performative, just because you are trying to entertain.
But that being said, like I act like this with my friends because it is more entertaining than me just fucking being like. Yeah. So, like sometimes I do this with my mom, I guess, because I live with my family because I live at home. But sometimes I'll ask her something and I'll maybe just say it really dry, and it's not like I'm not doing it to be a dick. I'm just kind of like, well, why'd you do that? She's like, and I'm like, no, like, I just am genuinely asking why I'm sorry, I love you, I didn't mean it like that, like, but why did you do that thing, or whatever it is, and I'm just saying it dry as shit, because I don't feel like being all like, here to make sure you understand my intentions. Yeah. I know, it's like, it's like bare minimum communication. I just have a question for you, I'm not gonna, add all of the, like, fluff with it, and... How me and you were DMing, that was making me cackle, because I saw both of us doing it, and I was like... We're so friendly. We're so friendly. From high school, I always have just anxiety, especially interacting with other females, just because I had such a shit time in high school with female friends. And so anytime, like, I remember sitting with them in middle school and they talked for like 15 minutes about how much they all hated me before they knew me because they thought I was a bitch. And I'm like, cool, great. I love it. That's great for my self-confidence. Thank you, friends. That's gonna stay with me forever. Yeah, exactly. I think about it every day when I fall asleep and when I wake up, like, And so I do the thing where it's like exclamation points where I'm like, I'm not a bitch. I still three-phase, so like I really come across as not only not a threat, but a threat, or not a threat from 2008, you know what I mean? Because I just never progressed. I'm over here unironically X3ing, like, all right, bud. All right, that was a choice you made just on your emoticons. Never moved over. I try to incorporate more like emojis now because I want people to think that I'm relevant and trendy. I am not. I use them I'm using emojis ironically, but no one else knows that. But I'm like, I did it. I like the side-eye one. That one I use. Oh, I think that's probably one of my go-tos where like I'll say something and it's great because like I can imagine like, you know what I mean. Exactly. My best friend's one I will always text super dry because I know she knows how I would say it in the real world. So I will just text her, no fucking emoticons, nothing, no smiley faces, just like, this is dumb. But like, I'm like, this is stupid. Like, how I would be saying it with the real mouth. You're a boomer lame name. It's best when you have those friends who like know your intonation so you don't even have to try to add that into your text. Like you can send it. You know that they're not going to misread it. You know they're not going to think like, oh, you're pissed at me. Like they'll know that you're just like being you. Yeah, I'm saying the words. I'm just being a little lazy. How I'm saying. Yeah, exactly. Like, you know my inflection. There's no worries here.
I don't want to put in all the work all the time to text everybody.
I'm one of those people that's very bad at consistently talking with anyone. But, like, with good intentions, just bad.
Well, I feel like sometimes well, for me, I know at least I'm a terrible communication person. Like, I'm really bad at it. I hate having notifications on my screen. So I'll open a message just to get rid of the notification, and then it'll be gone, so I won't go back to check it and respond. But yeah.
And then if you don't follow up, it's game over. And it's not like I meant it in a bad way. I'm not going to think to message anyone because I'm just kind of existing.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, I'm floating through on my day-to-day at best.
Exactly. I'm like, please don't expect anything more from me than just existing, because, like, that is my best right now.
The time is so fast. So fast. Not slow at all. Very stressful. Oh, God. It's fine.
So you mentioned that you kind of tend to do a little bit more just chatting now. I know you've done I've seen you play League on stream before. What is your all-time favorite thing to stream?
Probably going to have to be just chatting because I like talking. It does. I feel like, okay, so I was watching one of your interviews to bounce back on something you said in a past interview. And you said something along the lines of, it feels like not fulfilling, but it's like it doesn't have any direct meaning. Like, it's not direct entertaining. Like, it doesn't feel scheduled, maybe. I don't know if that's exactly what you were saying, but it was something along those lines. And I was thinking about that after I saw that because I was like, I feel the same way. Everything feels so short-term entertainment-wise. Like, nothing I do has rewatch value. And that is something, you didn't ask this question, I just decided to answer.
No, I'm excited by it, yeah.
But I do prefer doing the chatting, but I feel like if I had a slightly more scheduled way of doing, okay, this hand needs to go down. It was just being held there awkwardly. A more scheduled or like sequenced just chatting, I think it'd be better than just turning on my camera going, oh, I need to stream, and then just kind of hoping for the best.
Yeah. It's the chaos of it, I think.
Yeah, because, like, I love it. I love, I'm just talking about my day or what I did or whatever. That's fine, but sometimes it's like, I haven't done shit. Nothing new has really happened to be like, oh, I have a sequential conversation that would make sense to have here. It's just kind of like, I'm eating yogurt.
Yeah, exactly.
Give me something to go off of. Because that's all I got.
I feel like when it's going and it's fun and it's like the pace is good. But then there are those dips where you're like, all right, somebody say something, please. Like,
pretty please, give me something, anything.
I'll sit here and make sounds, but...
Yeah, it's like, be controversial at this point. I don't give a shit.
Yeah, exactly. We need something to do.
Do you have the issue with telling the same story 1,000 times?
And I feel myself doing it, but I do it anyway.
Oh, yeah, I'll literally be like, if you've been here, you've heard this.
Yeah.
Hoping one of you haven't, so it's not a complete retell.
I know, I'm always like, I've definitely said this before, and I'll say it again, and again, but...
And again.
I've run out of, like, new stories to tell about myself, so it's like one of those where I'll be like, yeah, I hit a leaf once, and I thought it was a rabbit, and I cried. I'm interesting, I'm quirky.
I saw someone hit a squirrel, and I cried. That's just less fun, but...
Oh, no!
I just thought it'd be a good story to tell.
Yeah. It's like you'll just think of like a random like excerpt from your life and you're like, hey, this happened.
Sorry, this actually made me, I have a story for you about a dead possum. When I was a kid, there was this dead possum on my street, and me and my friend growing up, we had sticks and we sat there and we poked out its stomach and we were pulling out its organs.
Oh my God.
We were identifying it. We tried to get its skull open. It didn't work. So that was fun. It was very dead, don't worry. It didn't seem like too recently dead.
I don't know if that makes it better or worse.
I don't know either, honestly, but I felt committed to it. It was a possum. It was smooshed. Can't say it did good for my mental health, but here we are.
It's okay. We're here. We've lasted this long. We still exist. That's all that matters.
Yeah, well, there we go. That was an exclusive. I don't think I've ever told that story because I was just, it wasn't fresh. No, it had been seeded. It had been, well, more laying, not really seeded. It was crushed, so.
Yikes. Well, that's a fun anecdote. I don't have anything on that level. I don't think I've ever, I've poked stuff with sticks. Maybe a dead fish at the lake. I've poked it.
I've never poked a fish. Look at that. You're ahead in some ways.
At the lake, they have these alligator gar. They're like a fish alligator hybrid. It's really weird. really creepy.
That's
They've got like a
horrifying. I
long
actually don't like
snout.
that at
Yeah.
all.
But we like would be in a cove, so stuff would wash up on the cove. So I've definitely poked one of those with a stick.
That counts.
So that's like, you know, same level, dead thing poking it with a stick, non-human.
I've made myself uncomfortable. I remembered another memory that I had suppressed. I'm sorry.
Oh no.
Oh no. It was with the same friend, and she had this science kit, and we were fucking around with our other friend, and we were just hanging out. And no, I hate killing things. Like, this is, hear me out, everyone. This is fine. It's a very safe story. But there were scalpels, and we found a snail. I've seen a snail heart, is what I'm trying to say.
Snails have hearts?
I think so. We were confident it was a snail heart. I have no idea. We did cut open a snail, and we really just got in there. Don't know why we did this, but that is a memory. I don't think I started it, if that makes it any better. I followed, though. Like, I definitely was down with the murder.
You were an accomplice.
Yeah, I really was. And I was, like, probably an enthusiastic accomplice. So, we used to catch bees by the wings. We would just grab them.
Just grab them. Just go for it and grab it?
Yep.
Man. Yeah, no,
This is the same friend. I don't know why we did these things, but these are all memories flooding in aggressively.
What is that friend up to now? Are they in prison or?
I think they're doing well. They moved out, you know. And born on Halloween, so, you know, ooh, spooky.
Yeah, and like they're either in prison or they're like a biologist or scientist now. There's no in between.
Even funnier because she's like 4'10", you know. She was like tiny.
Man, it's always like my mom is like what? She's like 5 feet tall, so she's like comparatively to the rest of my family, she's tiny. But when she's angry, oh god, like no, she's scarier than my 6'1" dad. You know,
it's like the condensed rage aspect.
Oh my god, yeah.
Not a fan.
So I guess streaming. Do you have any current favorite stream memories? Like any favorite things that have happened while you've been streaming?
That's a good question. I feel like I ate shit on a stream once. Did I do that? I feel like I fell. That's not really interesting.
Oh, I thought you meant you feel like
you know what?
ate.
My bad, G, my bad.
I was like, what? After the stories you just told me, that's what I assumed. That was my next line of thought.
I'm being honest with you. That was pretty rough. I'm gonna be real. No, because I was trying to do this thing where I get overwhelming needs to try and get my feet to my head in a circular position of my body. Just casual contortionism is what I'm trying to do.
Yeah.
I'm not flexible enough to do it, but I try. And in that aspect, I thumped on the floor, and that was
no.
Yeah. I'm trying to think of anything else. I'm like, what else I got? Looks around room for even moderate amounts of just something that would tell me the right direction. I got nothing. I got absolutely nothing. Apparently I do nothing to the degree of can't even think of anything.
Oh yeah. I feel like it's the kind of question where as soon as you ask someone like, what's your favorite whatever, everything exits your mind.
Yeah, I've actually never done anything in my entire life, so.
Yeah, I've sat in this room my whole life, and that's it.
Yeah, because I do, my hobby is extreme couponing. That's, like, one of my main hobbies. So I like forcing people to listen to me talk about that. That's, like, just a personal, like, satisfaction situation.
Yeah.
Yeah. To, like, no benefit of anyone else, 100% to my own just self-satisfaction. Like, one of the rebates apps I used did this really big rebates thing, so they gave away like pencils, erasers, yogurt, bread, peanut butter, jelly, and I was just kind of like sitting here like, these are all of my goods that I acquired for free. And that is what I forced them into listening to.
Do you have any like instances of like couponing and like saving that is like the biggest, like most memorable, like best experience?
Okay, so I mean this one, I'm gonna count this one. I bought it, which is the main rebates app I use. I use a lot of different apps for this shit. It's a process. When I first got into it, they did an entire thing where they gave away an entire Thanksgiving dinner. So you got a turkey, you got cranberry sauce, you got stuffing, you got French's fried onions, you got stuffing, you got gravy mix, you got Coca-Cola, you got everything, and that was just really satisfying. That was a good lead-in to this whole free shit situation, you know?
Yeah, I mean, you get all that, and I would absolutely be like, all right, yeah, I'm gonna keep going. I actually now would like to write down the site, so I'm gonna grab a sticky note.
No, nothing, but maybe use my referral code.
Oh my god, yeah.
Let me just, I'll teach you. I got you. This is one thing.
Someone posted it in chat, I think. Is it the letters?
No, he's a bitch. Ignore him.
Oh, okay.
His code.
Okay, gotcha.
Absolutely ignore that man. Do not listen to my mod. He's a lovely man. We're ignoring the shit out of him today.
It's okay. We do that sometimes here, too.
This is what we're doing. We're doing mine. We're doing the one that I said.
All right, I'm writing this down.
Everyone in my situation. Yeah, because right now, if you if you shop at Walmart, I don't know if you're too cool for Walmart. A lot of people apparently in my stream are, because they're apparently rich. I don't know. You can get free pencils, free erasers.
I'm a big fan of paper products. Goldfish, like the snack that smiles back.
I got these two things for free.
Yes.
So, popping off.
I was actually, I don't know if there's a Walmart close by, like in the LA area. I don't know if there's one close by, but I was really bummed because like I grew up in Texas. So like Walmart, I'd go there, like that's kind of like one of my go-tos. So
here's what I propose. I'll be your real life friend. I will drive you to Walmart. I mean, putting it out there. No obligation, but like I'll do it. Just saying.
Walmart trips. That's what I need. That's what I need in my life.
So it is what it is. Free goldfish for free? Yeah, it was for free. For free. I got so excited I couldn't say the word. God, I love couponing.
Let's see. Okay, for you, what would you say is the hardest part about streaming?
I want to say discipline in general, or maybe just like, well, because I'll say discipline, just because I love streaming, but then I'm very bad at doing it consistently. Almost, I've gotten better in the past few months, but like I still don't set a schedule for myself, and I struggle with doing like, you're gonna do it from this time to this time, and then you're gonna be entertained, because I feel like I should do that, I should schedule it, and then but then I don't, and then it all kind of ties into my general life issues of like discipline issues,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
consistency, and I don't know.
I've like forced a schedule myself, but it's always just a starting time, because I can't say I'm gonna be here from this time to this time, because sometimes the vibes are really good and like I can stream for like 8 hours unintentionally, but then sometimes like either I'm just not in the mood or something happens or I'm tired and like I can't sustain this, like I gotta go, or it's just gonna be unpleasant for everyone.
Yeah, because I feel that. Because, sorry, I'm a dripping sweat. Just so we know, it's 95 degrees in my room, so if I'm warm. I'm a little warm.
I was gonna say, you don't look like you're glowing, not like sweating. I would not have guessed.
Not to be disgusting, I'm absolutely dripping sweat. But it's, I don't know, it's something to the degree of, I've lost my train of thought. I was gonna try and say something, but I thought about how fucking sweaty I was and I couldn't finish my thought. I'm so sorry.
No, you're okay.
Oh yeah, so you were saying starting time, good vibes. There we go, I got myself.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that definitely, like, people that do fucking 8-hour streams, I'm like, how do you do, like, I've done it occasionally, but that's I hit 5 hours, and I'm like, all right, y'all, this has been a good run.
Yeah.
I'm tired, I'm off, thank you for hanging out, Ooh, can I add a different, there's a nuance for me that's rough, is monetizing stream. Because I don't like the idea of doing, like, I was talking to my stream about this a while ago, and I was like, what if I just did, 5 subs a day as a goal? Would that be off-putting, or would it not be off-putting? I only feel okay doing goals if it's like, this is going to be, so I'll do this very specific type of stream, and, if we hit this number, we'll do that. But, I don't know, this pays my bills, so shout-outs to you guys. But I don't want you to feel obligated to give me money. That's weird. I hate that. But it's, a glorified hobby, but it is a hobby that pays my bills, so, I don't know what the line is.
Yeah, I feel like one of the things that I did was just I set a daily sub goal of okay, so if we get here, that's pretty cool. And we don't always. And so it's one of those that I'm it's not the end all be all. And the thing that I always tell everybody in the community, first and foremost, take care of yourselves. If the option is to sub to me or to be able to treat yourself this week, or this month or whatever, treat yourself. I would much rather you treat yourself, take care of yourself, than sub to me.
Lunch money. That makes me uncomfortable.
I would prefer that they come and just hang out at a base level. That's all that's important to me.
Oh, so, yeah. Lurks, mwah, chef's kiss.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. And so it's one of those, I'll set a goal and be if we get here, I'll do this thing, but
Bean stream, how you feeling, champ?
I have regrets.
Bro, that just seems like something that would fucking haunt me. I'm gonna be honest with you.
Every time I walk by the bean aisle or walk by like baked beans in the grocery store, like I like shudder a little bit, like involuntarily. I can feel the presence of cans of beans around me. I'm part bean now.
I will say that was very creative. I mean, not just how weird, but like, I haven't seen it done.
It was one of those that I said like as a joke kind of idea where I'm like, the only way that I'll do a hot tub stream is if it's weird and I'm sitting in like a kiddie pool of baked beans. And then I said, okay, like if I get like 400 subs, then I'll do it. And within like a day, like within a stream, someone was so determined to see it happen. They dropped 100 on the spot. And I like literally almost shat just because I was like, one, this means I have to do it now. And two, what?
Sorry, monetary obligation's a funny one for me because it's one of those, I can't complain because holy shit, money. But then it's like, I did a drawing thing for Christmas where I did these little like index card drawings and I show you a drawing. I show you a drawing really quick. I do these like line work drawings just so you have context on when I draw. Like I do aggressive.
Oh my God, that's amazing.
I do aggressive line worky stuff and that is what I draw. But that being said, I said every I don't remember what the number was, but every like amount of money we go past this, I'll add another one in. And it got blown the fuck up. Like there were so many and it was like, holy shit, that's a lot of money. But then I was like, my creativity is, I'm scared for you guys.
Yeah.
Because then it was like, you know, I got so worried. So I was like, I want everyone to have a good card. And so I'm sitting there, I'm just like fucking grinding my little drawings. I'm like, please be creative. Please look different than the last one.
Yeah.
Just lines.
It's one of those like, I set low goals because I assume that things are going to be low. But then when you do something like that, especially like when it's repetitive, in the event that it blows up like that, then it's like, it's so much less manageable. Because when it's like a low goal for something that's normally like lower, like you can do it because it's not as much. But then in the event that like something happens, again, it's like, holy shit, like money, but like also, oh my God, my soul a little bit. Like,
one of those, objectively, I'm not going to complain because this is an insane amount of money for the amount of work I'm putting in. Because like, holy shit, this is uncomparable. This is unreasonable, you know?
Yeah.
Because it's one of those like literally do not deserve the amount of money that's coming in, but wasn't expecting it, so now I'm thrown off.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I can't complain because first world problem, but it's not even a problem. It's just confusing.
Yeah, it's one of those like, I'm not like not grateful and I don't want to ever come across as not grateful, but then it's one of those that you're like, but also there's a part of me that like managing then the expectation of this because it's happened, like how do I live up to that? Like,
yeah, I mean to me, like even for the baked beans one, like you had to fucking get a kit. Well, I'm assuming you didn't have a kiddie pool on hand. Maybe you did.
No, I had to get a kiddie pool. I had to get like 70 cans of baked beans.
That just sounds respectfully hella expensive.
Yeah, it was. I mean, I invested from like what I earned from subs and stuff. And I can write it off as a business expense, which is a weird one to write off as a business expense. But
that's kind of awesome. There's weirder things. Maybe.
Yeah, but it was a lot of work, and I live in an apartment. I'm not in a house, so then disposing of all the beans after sitting in them for 4.5 hours, I had to take buckets, and I had one bucket, and then I had a giant like pot for cooking stuff, and I had to dump them into the sink and use the garbage disposal.
Oh, I would expect trash bags upon trash bag of bean.
See, I thought about that, but I was afraid that they'd rip, and then I'd have bean leaking through my apartment, and then I'd have to take them to the garbage chute, and yeah.
Yeah.
It was,
So, sorry, I have a bounce back question based on beans, because that's your life now.
yeah, I'm bean girl.
Yeah, so it's cool. I'm like armpit girl, because I wax my armpits on stream.
Okay, gotcha.
Armpits, I think it's funny.
Yeah.
But in the same breath, I have a question for you.
Okay.
So I assume someone came into this and was like, this is a fetish thing. Unless you're better than I am, people don't fucking say that to you, in which case, okay, you're lucky. My bad for even bringing it up.
No, people definitely said that. Like, there were people being like, oh, is this like, this is a fetish. This is, you know, this is something. But it's also that rule where it's like, if it exists, it's probably a fetish kind of thing.
That's my argument every time. I'm like, I'm not doing it with fetishy intentions.
Yeah, I was like, I'm doing this because it's weird, and like, personally, I don't have the personality type to be like cutesy in a hot tub, right? So I'm going to be weird in a pile of beans. I'm not here for your pleasure. I was wearing like these giant like swim shorts I got from like Five Below, and I'm just chilling there.
feel
I
that spiritually.
I got a little bit drunk and I had some Bean Boozled and I almost threw up. Not cute. I wasn't there for cute. I was there for
just retching out Bean Boozled and sitting in beans.
Oh my god! When I say I almost lost it, it was a vomit bean. It was vomit flavored, and I was like,
after drinking, that would get me.
And the drink was peanut butter whiskey, which I had never tried. Don't recommend. Not a fan.
It like doesn't sound bad because I like peanut butter, but it sounds.
It was a weird combination.
Also, you're from Texas, right?
I was born in California, but raised in Texas.
Does your family still live in Texas?
Yeah. So my parents are there. My sister goes to school out there still. My brother now works in Washington.
Oh, okay. Sorry, I just was curious because I like you mentioned the Texas earlier about the creepy boy, and I was like, so where are you? Where does this go from?
Yeah. I was born in like Newport Beach area, like Hoag Hospital. My mom worked out there doing. She worked for Taco Bell, in like the corporate or whatever, and then I think they moved her back to Texas when I was pretty young, and then I grew up because I was like preschool threes when I moved to Texas, so I basically was there like. Preschool threes, up until graduation, and then is this the train with Alex? If it is, this is my trainer. I'm very sore. I can't cross my legs right now. Well, I can. It's gotten better. I think so. It's the same Twitter handle.
That's awesome. Sorry.
Shout out.
We got in the gym again at the same time, and I think it's hilarious.
Yeah.
Hey, trainer. Do you like my biceps? I'm trying to get my fucking delts up, so,
You've got more definition than I do. I am still... Really?
I was absolutely a fucking deranged little skinny noodle. Now I eat my fucking weight in existence. Oh my god, I'm so tired of food, bro. I eat all day because I'm just trying to gain, like, muscle mass.
Yeah.
So I have had to, because I always ate, like my maintenance to maybe slightly below, because I was, like, skinty. And then I was like, oh, I want to get jacked, I guess. That's my new goal of life. So I was like, time to eat in the caloric surplus. Oh, I fucking hate food now. God, I love food, but I hate eating because I'm never hungry anymore, because I'm always eating. Sorry.
What's your go-to meal?
Okay, well, every morning I eat hard-boiled eggs because we don't love flavor here. We love efficiency. No, that's not true. I make a lot of curries. So I was for a minute there doing a lot of fucking lentils. I'm tired of lentils because I eat them for I do a lot of Indian and Thai curries.
Gotcha.
That's very vague. I know that, but those are the go-tos. So I'm gonna stick with that as my answer. So yeah, I heard your workout. I heard Alex ruined you.
Cowboy, stop it. Stop it, you're gonna make Friday so hard.
I know for a fact that's not what happened. I came in here, she said something about goblet squats. She was not having a good time.
I was it was hard, but I didn't feel like I was gonna throw up. So that's good. I consider that good. But towards the end of the workout, I was shaking. I was holding a plank. I held it. I didn't drop. Normally I would have dropped. I didn't drop out of it, but my body was shaking, and I tried to stop it. I tried my hardest, but it would not stop shaking.
Push through. That's awesome. Big fan. I'm a big fan of just pushing through if you can. That's fucking awesome.
Yeah.
I saw you
go for it.
Protein, and I'm super cheap. So this once again, not cheap. I'm frugal. That is the personality trait that I'm consistent with, and I have a not real plug, but I have a plug for the cheapest protein powder. If you're trying to gain muscle and gain weight, I don't know if that's what you're trying to do, but My Protein, when they have sales, is the cheapest place that I found to find protein or to buy protein. So just for your knowledge.
Nice. Yeah. I mean, I have your info, so I might hit you up because my biggest issue I think is my protein intake. I never have enough protein in my diet. So
yeah. So let me just pull it up because they run a lot of sales. Without their sales, they're not a good deal. So just wait until they have 50% off, which is pretty frequent. But I don't mean to get so hyped on dumb shit, but that's
no. Yeah.
Cheap things. I love cheap.
I was gonna say I didn't realize how expensive protein powder is and stuff. So any kind of discounts that I can get.
Yes, this is gonna be your favorite. I don't know if you're okay with normal protein, whey protein stuff, all that. Shayla's official. Yeah, I have a code. I have a code for everything. I don't mean to. I'm not actually sponsored by anything because that would imply that people wanted to work with me. But if I genuinely like the thing and they have a referral system, I will plug that like no one's business. And I don't mean to be not a take my shit. I'm just but this is good, and I will benefit, and you will benefit, and together we benefit. You know?
Yeah, I mean, also, like, if you can do it, you might as well. Like, it doesn't hurt anyone, so.
Exactly. I'm like, you're not losing anything. If anything, I'm helping you. I'm helping you out, brother.
Yeah.
Like, my last real job I had was actually, I worked at a juice bar, is what I'm going to call it, but it was a protein, it was inside a gym. It was one of the places where you buy protein shakes and smoothies. That was, like, the last real job I had. So, but it was also a part sales job. I wasn't the best at the sales because I fucking hate selling things that I see as overpriced. Yeah. I cannot, like, I wish I could just be like, yeah, I have no issue selling this, but I would always plug, like, the cheapest option. I'm like, look, this is going to be your best option per serving. It has the best calories. This is going to be your best payout. Like, there was this fat burner. I'm anti-fat burner. I'm going to put that out there because I know, once again, these opinions really matter. I fucking hated selling fat burners, and like my coworkers would always sell the fat burners to the girls, like, this is gonna make you skinny. Like, no, it's gonna make you sweaty. Sorry, I have beef with that. And I would never sell them, and like my boss was always like, why aren't you ever selling the fat burners? And always, stupid, you're fucking stupid. No, I hated it. That was all. I'd
be terrible at sales. I just don't have, I don't know, I'm not as pushy. Bye, Alex. Thank you for stopping by. Cowboy is lying. Don't trust him. He's a liar. Bye. Thanks for stopping by.
You know?
I don't know what the plan is for Friday yet, because today was my first official session with him. I loved it. I've been feeling really good, like, ever since. I think since I started working with him, I did a trial session on Sunday to kind of see if it worked well. Ever since that session on Sunday, I have been, like, just so productive and so happy, which is weird because I just came out of, like, a big anxiety patch. So I'm vibing. I am very, very, very happy with how things have been going.
That's awesome.
Cowboy's trying to get me into trouble. I knew it. I knew it.
He's like, no, actually, she said you were weak. She said you look like a little noodle man. I don't know what you are. I guess Alex could be boy or girl, but I'm assuming it's a dude because I'm sexist, apparently.
But yeah, so sales, I would be so bad at. I'm not as aggressive as you need to be for sales. People would be like, no, and I'd be like, okay.
No, same. I can't okay, I'm good at selling if you're interested in what I'm selling. Like, if that makes sense. If you have a need and I have an item that I think will fit your need, I have no issue being like, this is gonna help you genuinely, and I, like, believe in this.
Yeah, like, I'm excited to recommend things that I'm passionate about. Like, if there's something that I like, I'm like, guys, you have to try this, which is how I am with, like, any shows that I watch or anything that I like even remotely a little bit, where I'm like, guys, everybody needs to see this right now. But I don't want to promote something to people that I don't believe in. Like, that I just can't. I can't get behind it.
That's why I'm always plugging my stupid, like, referral codes on my couponing shit. Because once again, I use that frequently, And I'm like, this is good. There's no loss for you. Have this. Take it. Watch the Suicide Squad. Which one of I haven't seen it. You know what's interesting? Sorry, you're a big Marvel person. I'm not. And I think it's so interesting. You amaze me.
I watched the movies, like, very loosely for a while, and then my sister had gotten really into it with her ex, but her boyfriend at the time. So I was home in Texas one summer with her, and she was like, all right, we're going to do the full, we're going to go through it. And I was like, all right,
holy shit.
Yeah, I was like, I don't have anything better to do. I can watch a movie at night, with you guys. And, like, I had a good time. We watched through in chronological order, and so I've kept up with it since. But otherwise, before that, I didn't know, like, I saw some of the movies. So I'd seen, like, the first and third Iron Man, or, like, the, like, second Thor movie. Like, I'd only seen a few. And so now I'm very well versed in it, just in the cinematic universe. Like, I don't know anything about the comics. So people will be like, oh, but, like, this happened in the comics. And I'm like,
that feels like a pretty common thing, though.
Yeah.
You're either, like, you're all in, but I don't feel like that's the majority at this point. Not in a bad way.
I feel like a fraud. It's like when I say that I've seen all the Harry Potter movies, but I didn't read the books. Like, when people are like, you're not a real fan. And I'm like, oh, okay, cool.
Real quick. I was talking about Alcatraz the other day, and I called it Azkaban, unironically. I was like, I didn't know you could see Azkaban from the shore. That's crazy. And my friend was like, the fuck did you just say to me? And I was like, what do you mean? That's crazy that you can see Azkaban. And they were like, I need you to run that one back. And I was like, oh, no, I don't want to.
Man, I went to Alcatraz, like, in middle school, I think. There was, like, an optional science. It was like a bougie optional thing. So, like, we're from Texas, so it was like a small group, and we'd go to, typically it was different national parks.
That's like such a journey from Texas.
Yeah, it was
especially.
quite a trek, and a lot of it was just bus rides to the middle of nowhere, which was a time. But it was pretty cool. I mean, it's like a prison, so like a weird tourist destination, but
It just sounds so far to go for.
yeah. I think, we went to Yosemite, which, oh my God, I desperately want to go back to Yosemite, and I want to visit the redwoods because nature. And like, I think one of my favorite things during that trip, we were on top of a mountain at night, and we were looking up at the sky, and because it was away from the city and everything, it was the clearest view of the night sky that I have ever seen. It was
Sequoia's
insane.
pretty close to us.
Ooh.
I mean, it's very nice. I've gone up to Sequoia pretty much at least once for the past 2 years, 3 years.
Okay.
That's not that much. Okay, that sounded like a lot more than it was. But you can go see snow, which is fun.
Yeah.
I had never really seen snow until a few years ago, and that was cool. Big snow, big Sequoia. It's not 4 hours is a long drive, but it's not that long.
Yeah.
It's far, but it's not Yosemite far.
Yeah. I mean, that's, up in San Francisco.
Similar big tree experience. I don't know. For me, all trees are big trees.
Yeah. It's just crazy to see the ones that are massive, or I'm for one, if most trees fell on me, I'd die. But if this one fell on me, I would die for sure.
Yeah, there's really no coming out of this one.
Oh yeah.
I would like to believe I could fight off most trees because that I'm jacked. I could just bench press them. No big deal.
I like to think that I'm fast enough to outrun it, but if you're at the center of that tree when it falls, man, my legs are long. Concept. They're not that long.
That's so upsetting. It's so weird. Okay, this is so weird. It's weird to me that you're taller than me because we were talking.
I didn't think I was taller than. I just assumed you were 5'11" or 6 feet tall.
I'm always wearing 3-inch boots, so
okay,
I'm normally 5'11", so you got that. But no, you run straight, and if you don't make it out garbage, that's on you.
Yeah, you go the long way.
Yeah, I'm gonna run straight, and if I don't make it, I should run faster.
Also, even if you go left or right, the diameter of some of the big trees they're thick. Yeah, they got some, they're double cheeked up on a Thursday. So
they are absolutely double cheeked up on a Thursday afternoon. Sorry.
No, you're good.
I guess that's even closer. Arrowhead. Oh yeah, we have Idlewild and Big Bear, Black Bear.
Oh yeah.
My bad. Thick with double C, at least double, potentially triple. Just some big fucking trees. Sorry. Me reading your chat I'm supposed to do that. I like reading things.
No, it's okay. Honestly, I have no really set there's no set way that the podcast has to go. For me, I just like to kind of vibe with a guest and see what happens and what, some people read chat, some people don't. I just think it's kind of fun either way. I just everyone's a little bit different, and I think that's the fun part about it.
And people were like, what are you to expect? I was like, I think it's an interview. I don't know exactly. I've seen what she does, but I still don't have an exact answer here.
Yeah.
We're riding the wave.
Yeah, it's, general chaos, so.
I like that. That's my general go-to be honest. Oh yeah, sorry, I was just saying because you're tall, and it's exciting, because I'm only 5'8", and I say only 5'8" in the sense of to me I'm tall because where I live, I'm taller than everyone.
Yeah.
Or most everyone. So I grew up tall. I grew up being the tall bitch. That being said, if I go to Disneyland and it's just a bunch of other really tall white people, I'm not the tall bitch anymore, and it throws me off. I don't like it. I'm defensive.
It's the way that I see it is I've always been 5'9". I consider myself tall-ish. I'm relatively tall,
Borderline.
But so it's I went with my family after freshman year of high school. We went to Japan because my grandma grew up there.
That's cool.
We did a family trip because we went to go see some of my family that I'd never met out there, because I have family just that I'm related to who I've never met.
You sound like you're close to your family. I like that for you.
It's nice. It's nice to it was a little crazy with the pandemic, but it's good.
Everything is.
Yeah. My brother, sister, and I are all pretty close, and I'm the middle child, so I kind of get to be close to both of them.
I was about to ask what the age range was. Are y'all relatively?
Yeah, we're all about 2.5 years. So I was in high school with my sister. We had middle school. I'm 23, almost 24.
Okay. We are. When is your birthday?
October.
Okay. I turned 24 in November. So.
Oh, damn. So we're right around the exact same age. Okay,
that's
nice.
Why I was because I think we're the same age, but I wasn't confident in that, and I went to your bio and I didn't immediately see, and I was like, well, all right, never gonna know.
But yeah, so I don't get my height from my mom, who's 5 feet tall. I get it from my dad, who's 6'1". So we went to Japan, and it was really, really easy to identify my brother, sister, and, well, I guess not my sister yet. She was still kind of shorter, but my dad, brothers, and I.
Yeah, we're just over the crowds, over the aisles.
Well, like, if I was looking for my dad, I just looked for that tall white guy, and it was so easy. But I could not, for the life of me, find my mom sometimes because they all had the same hairstyle. Like, my mom has the same hairstyle that a lot of the other women her age had.
Oh, it came over.
And I tapped a couple different people on the shoulder that weren't my mom, and they spoke Japanese and I didn't. And they'd start talking to me and I'd be like, I'm looking for my mom. So, yeah. And then we came back to the States, and if you look for that tall white guy, you know, that's anyone. So.
See, I went to a school. I fucked that up. I went to school with mostly black-haired people. So like everyone had dark-ass hair, and they were shorter than me. So it was always really easy to find me. I was just like translucent fucking blonder then, you know. It was like, there she is. There's my white girl. And I was like, hello, mother. I love you. And now my mom's tall. My mom's 5'9.5", so she's
okay. Gotcha.
So she has blue hair. So
nice.
She's
I like
very
it.
easy to find.
Oh, yeah.
She's very easy to find. I love that for me in stores.
Oh my God, yeah.
Me. But yeah, it's a big fan of that. That's cool. You went to Japan. What did you guys do? Just visit family?
No, so that was one of the things that we did while we were there. We went to a couple different cities. So we went to Tokyo. We saw a bunch of different like temples and shrines, which was cool. My favorite thing that we did, so we went to a couple different cities like Tokyo, Osaka. We went to like Nara Deer Park where you can feed the deer, and they like are they're all up around you. It's cool, except one of them looked like it was about to, my mom took a picture that I looked at later. One was on its hind legs behind me like he was about to kick my ass.
That's kind of powerful. You almost got your ass big by a deer.
I would have loved, like, not in the moment. It would have been a great story. Like,
yeah, what a story.
I got my ass handed to me by a deer once in Japan, so.
I couldn't do anything. They were protected. They just beat the shit out of me and I took it. Because, like,
I was like, wow, nature.
And then I had a chronic fear of deer.
Yeah.
Like, that's fun.
Now I can't see deer anymore, but it happened and it was cool.
I became an avid hunter after this incident.
This is what happens when you let Bambi's mom live.
Yeah, honestly, take him out. Get him out early. Don't fuck around. They're gonna beat your ass.
It was like, they were like little deer though, Jarek. It wasn't like the giant, like, they didn't have the horns or anything.
Is that real? Do deer kill? I know hippopotamuses kill people.
Oh, wait, I was thinking of mooses.
Yeah, because mooses are horrifying.
Meese.
The meeses? Not a fan.
Yeah.
The meeses? I don't like it.
Man, all you gotta do is accidentally hit one with your car. Like, if you don't see it in the road, that's enough to take you out.
I don't like that concept.
As my favorite TikToker, he would put it like something either like turning you into a headline or making you past tense.
Yeah, I don't like that.
Not a fan.
I don't like that, actually. I don't see. I'm a city slicker. You know, what can I say? Born and raised in the city, never really. Nieces will toss your. Fuck that. Hate that statement. Sorry, I hate that. I don't like that. They're so upsettingly large.
Yeah, and
that's
like
not where I was going with that, but they're so.
Standing next to them,
I don't want to.
Yeah. Stay in the forest.
Yeah, get your ass back in there. I'll stay out. That was my bad for saying I wanted to see big trees. There's too many things. Sorry, I was going to ask when we were talking about trees. I forgot to. So one of my hobbies lately has been looking at houses that I can't afford a house. I'm not actually looking at houses.
Yeah.
But I like to dream. But I dream reasonably. So I look at like 100,000, 200,000 states that I'm like, maybe I'll live there.
Yeah, yeah.
Keeping the goals reasonable. But I want like an acre of land. I want hella land for no reason other than I apparently hate humans. Love humans, but would like my space. Want more safety,
for sure. That makes sense.
But sometimes there's like big ass trees right next to the houses. Stresses me out so hard.
Yeah.
I just, in my heart, it's gonna crush my house. And I don't know. I don't like that.
I feel like it depends on the area that you're in, because like in Texas or any of the states that are in like the tornado alley, like that would scare the shit out of me because just one bad storm.
Tornado alley. I hate
yeah,
that.
technically, yeah.
Oh.
I grew up doing, the tornado alarms would go off and we'd have to go sit in the bathtub because that's like technically the safest place to be if you don't have a basement. Yeah, I remember one day the tornado alarms were going off for hours. And we sat in the bathtub. We did homework in the bathtub. We ate SpaghettiOs in the bathtub. They were cold because we couldn't use the stove. But
I don't like that one bit, if I'm being honest with you.
It depends on the house. Some of the places in Texas have, the house they're in now has a basement. It depends on where you are, I think. We didn't used to, but my parents like built a house like many years ago, finally, where they built it with the basement in mind. Yeah,
Okay.
cold SpaghettiOs are not my shit. But yeah.
You know, fig, by the way.
Nice. I don't think I've ever just had like a fig.
I didn't have them until a few days ago. My grandpa brought some home from church, and then I went on Facebook Marketplace and found a woman selling figs from her house, and I went and bought myself a pound of figs.
Nice.
Look at this bad boy. That's a creepy looking little dude.
Yeah, it looks like an alien mouth.
It's delicious though.
My favorite, I really like dried apricots. I don't know, like I saw some I was on Postmates and I saw a place that sells a variety of cheeses and meats. And I wanted to go check it out. I haven't checked it out yet, but I also saw they had dried apricots and I've been thinking about them.
Have you ever been to
since.
Winco?
I have not. Wait. No, I haven't been in one. I've passed them.
Go to a Winco. You're
Okay.
gonna get the best price on dried apricots.
Writing
And
this down.
everything else.
Learning about
That's
deals.
where I buy my bulk foods because they are cheap as shit and they're awesome. They're very fun to go. The first time you go to a Winco is kind of an experience.
The last
Sorry,
time
making you
I
take notes.
almost got some. No, it's okay. I do this pretty much. I think every stream there's usually at least one thing that someone says. So I'm starting to amass different sticky notes. And the other day I was like, I need to just like have a journal where I write down the guest and then I write down my notes underneath because usually they recommend a show or something. And so I always have a sticky note around because I'm like there's something that I'm gonna want to remember.
Up and ready. Did I say apricots or apricots? Did I say it weird? Who said it weird? Which one of us? Because Derek made a comment.
I don't know. I switch between the two. It's like sometimes I say oranges, sometimes I say oranges because I grew up with both. So I don't know what's right. So I just kind of go between both of them.
I have no excuse, but I'll say oil as oil. But I was born in Southern California. No one in my life says oil like that. Don't know what decided, just what switch. Oh damn, what switch flip. Then I messed that one up.
Sometimes I speak with like a slightly, like I'll say certain words that sound like I don't know if it's Midwestern or like East Coast. I'll say certain things. And like my dad grew up in Wisconsin, but he doesn't sound like he's from Wisconsin. And I don't spend a lot of time with my family from Wisconsin. So why do I have certain, like, why am I like that? It just happens.
I feel this, I said apricots. Apricot. Well, that's how it's said. Apricots? Apricots?
Apricot.
They both feel right. Team say how the fuck, as long as we get the point, I'm gonna be fine with it. Sorry, I'm shedding.
I'll usually do the thing where, like, if I'm not sure, I'll have a conversation and I'll keep switching between both of them just so they know that I technically know one of them's right. I don't know which one.
I'm not aware which one.
Yeah.
But
It's
I've said it both ways. So.
My chat gave me so much shit because I grew up saying caramel.
Mm-hmm.
And they're like, it's caramel. And to me, that sounds, I know that technically yes, but it just sounds so pretentious to me because I grew up saying caramel. And to be like, oh, I'm going to go have salted caramel. Like, it just sounds.
You'd like this because I think Maddie, when I was streaming, I think she popped in and I said caramel. And she's like, you pretentious fuck, say caramel. And I was like, that's fair. My bad, G.
Because I like actively changed how I say like caramel. And I say it that way now. And I said it in front of my mom the other day. And she looks at me, she's like, did you just say caramel? And I'm like, yeah. And then I had to explain to her the whole thing. And she's like, no, it's caramel. I don't care what anyone says. It's caramel.
This isn't exactly the same thing, but I have a few words that I just mess up. One word is epitome. I do not say that word right 98% of the times on the first go. Even right now, I wanted to say epitome. That's not the same word. I mean, that is the same word in my head. But why do I try and say, I know it's wrong. But if I'm reading it in my head, it's epitome.
Gotcha. Yeah.
That's so stupid. Also, this is one I mess up I have it around here somewhere. This is a pin. But apparently it's a pen? Fuck you. That's the same word. That's so upsetting. I just want to say things and you get the gist.
I was going to say, you can't say anything ever on stream without someone having something to say about it. Like,
fair.
It does not matter how you say it. Someone will take issue with it. Because also when you're streaming, there's people from every region. And so you'll say something and they'll be like, no, actually it's this. And you're like, actually, I don't give a fuck, okay?
Actually, that's fine. That's fine. You can have
Yeah.
your opinion and I respect that. But it's fucking wrong. Whatever.
Yeah. You're wrong,
God.
but
But okay, thanks for
fine.
letting me know. All right. Really appreciate it.
Thanks, so much fun.
Caramel is Southern in pronunciation too. Ugh.
Yeah. Which I feel like I have a weird, the way that I speak is strange in that my mom was raised in Hawaii. My dad was raised in Wisconsin. I was raised in Texas. But I don't say y'all. I don't have like a ton of like, people used to be like,
I say y'all, but I'm from Southern California.
Yeah.
Why do I say y'all?
People even out of Texas have picked up, well, Texas, the South have picked up y'all. And I say you guys, which I technically need to stop saying because it's less inclusive is what, you know, like just because you're saying guys.
Really?
But
No,
I've
that's
always
stupid.
said that.
You guys commit to your actions. Fuck that. Everyone's a guys. Everyone's a dudes.
Yeah, I use dude neutrally. Like that's just always how I've been. Where like, oh, dude, that sucks. Like, but I know a lot of people are taking issue with it, and
I'm gonna be honest with you. If someone's taking issue with it, they don't need to be hearing me talk to them too much, probably. So they're probably getting pretty fussed over things. But that's me being an asshole, and I know that. So, like, I'll be nice to everyone. You know, if someone like just in general, I'm a nice person. But if I go, oh, dude, and you go, hey, don't call me that, I'm gonna be like, I don't really want to keep talking to you.
Yeah. I know. I did that. Like, I've become so hyper sensitive. That's part of my issue of being on Twitter too much is like, I watch people get mad about everything and I'm like, oh my God, I'm wrong for doing all of this stuff because people are super mad about it. But like, just because someone's mad about something does not mean that it's inherently wrong. Yeah, exactly.
It's like a critically online take, you know? And it is easy to kind of start to overcorrect or almost want to I'm not saying that this is the correct or anything. I guess this is just my opinion on it for all of it.
Yeah.
Is everyone's responsible for their own feelings, emotions, and responses for things. You can only ever control your own responses. Which means that in a lot of ways, a lot of things, it kind of goes back to being like, this is your fault. You know what I mean? Like, or like your own response is your fault. But that being said, you know, you're allowed to have those reactions.
Yeah.
Just meter them, understand why you're reacting that way, and if it's actually that person's fault that you're reacting that way. This pinky's looking funny. I don't know. So yeah. I get very much so. Oh my God, Spencer's here. Sorry, that's a real life friend. Heartless Omega is a real life friend. Who I don't
love
mind
it.
being in my stream.
Those are the best.
Yeah.
Yeah. One of the things that my like therapist told me is, how someone reacts to you says more about them than it does you, because it's them putting you through the filter of their own perception. So like, sometimes, like I swear, and to myself, that's fine. To other people, it's fine. But there are certain people who are like, you are wrong inherently because you swear. And so they're going to regard me as like a vile person because I swear. That doesn't mean I'm a vile person. It just means that through the filter of their worldview, I'm that. And whatever, I don't think I am.
And I mean, I kind of brought this up vaguely. I didn't go too hard into it because there's a lot to this, but the general concept of there's no true sense of self. There's no true self. There's no true, and okay, this applied for me in my own life where I used to, well, I still do. I wear pajamas out. I don't give a fuck what people think about me. I'm just so quirky. You know, I still do that, I'll be honest. But to a certain degree, I was like, hold up, but people's perception of me does matter because it all ends up in this large congruent aspect of like what people perceive me as, which kind of makes who I am to the general public, if that makes sense.
Yeah,
yeah. Because I used to be like, I know I'm cool. I know I'm a good person. Like, not that I was never an asshole, but it's like, I know I'm this, I know I'm that, but it's like, but if you don't act that way, then, or you don't showcase that, it's not going to be perceived that way, and that's a weird one for me to get into, because obviously everyone's opinion doesn't matter, but then, like, to the degree of, like, okay, well, I should probably put, like, real pants on when I leave my house, because I want people to think that I'm not homeless, you know?
Yeah.
And then it's just, like, that little perception thing that I have control of, and my mom is calling me. I'm just going to text her, make sure she's good. You good? Okay, gotta unlock my phone. Oh, you good? All right, my bad.
No, you're fine.
Yeah,
it's interesting because there's never one real entity that is you, because again, everybody has their own perception of you, and you have a perception of you. And I think that's one of the things that's helped me be more comfortable with myself, because I would give too much stock to what everybody else thinks and be like, oh, well, because this person thinks that I'm this, that means that I must be this way. Or like, they think I'm a bitch, so I'm a bitch. Or they think that I am terrible at this. So, you know, and like, obviously, like, if I'm objectively bad at math, then yeah, I'm bad at math, right?
That doesn't make you a bad person.
Yeah, that doesn't make me a bad person. That doesn't make me stupid. Like, you know, like people, you know, like you have to understand that, yeah, you can like be open to feedback from other people, but at the end of the day, their opinion of you is still going to be a subjective opinion filtering through their own, you know, through what they see. And so you have to find the people who, again, not to say only hang out with people who idolize you and think that you're perfect and you know, without fault. Find someone, someone who will call you out, but they can also appreciate you for who you are. They're not trying to fundamentally change you.
I'm a big fan of differences in people. Big fan.
Yeah.
And I guess, you know, I have a question for you before I answer this. Are you scared I'm not going to say anything horrific here, just to pre-warn you. This isn't going to turn into some fucking aggressive political statement, but are you scared of getting canceled?
Yeah.
Okay.
Like, very deeply. Like, I did a sugar skull makeup once, and someone came in, and they're like, I think they really only asked it as a question. They're like, isn't this racist or offensive? And I wasn't being offensive with it. Like, it was I thought it was, like, very beautiful. And, like,
you were fucking going, like, I
and I had a full panic attack where I'm like, oh my God, I did this terrible thing. I didn't even think about it. It was insensitive. It was bad. And, like, that was never my intention, obviously. But I fully panicked because I was like, this is going to end the non-existent career that I have.
And that's so, because, like, I also, to a certain degree, I guess, you know, there's like a balance there with me. You know, I try not to be an aggressive asshole, but I've kind of also realized, for myself at least, that nothing's that big of a deal. And even if you get canceled for the most part, you can come back from it, especially as long as you didn't fucking rape someone. I mean, not to be disgustingly crude, but, like, even that people come back from, seems. So, you know, I mean, don't do that, just in general, for anyone.
Yeah, that's not an encouragement.
Yeah, that wasn't like a suggestion, you'll make it through, but I just mean, like, I don't know. I still try not to be too much of an asshole. That's my goal.
Yeah.
But I guess I don't know, you seem like you have really good intentions and things. So now that I'm your therapist, I've decided, don't take it to heart. Nothing matters.
Yeah, I think that's something that I learned kind of through that circumstance, that thing that happened. Like, that's kind of what I, like, learned from that is, like, I don't want to be, like, a callous asshole about things, but I also don't want to be so oversensitive that I allow people to walk all over me and tell me that these things that, you know, it's like, I don't know. For me, it's finding that balance, which personally, it's weird because I'm biracial, like half white, half Asian. So I've always been in this weird kind of middle ground, especially around, like, discourse of, like, culture and race and respect.
That's something that I think is interesting, is that when they apply, maybe you, I don't think you'd experience this, but I noticed they apply, like, this opinion you have to have because you're this. And I feel like you would get that for being, like, biracial, would be like, you have to think this way because you're biracial, for, like, in regards to things. Do you get that? Sorry if I cut off your statement.
No, that's okay. It's one of the things that I think is weird is that being biracial, you typically get the vibe of you're not one or the other. Like, there are Asian people who accept people who are biracial as, like, yeah, like, you're Asian. But there are also people who are like, no, because you're half white, like, you can claim your white side. But to white people, I do not look white. Like, I don't, like...
No, I wouldn't be like, yeah, she's white as shit. Like, I wouldn't.
Exactly.
I mean, I'm white as shit. I don't know.
To some degree,
better or worse.
Yeah, like,
that sounds weird.
Being biracial puts you in a weird middle ground of, like, you don't belong to any... So it's like, I can't be like, as a white person, like, I experience privilege, for sure, but I can't claim one or the other, because sometimes like, if I'd say that I'm Asian, someone's like, no, but you're also white. And, like that invalidates the other.
To me, okay, maybe this is, I don't know how this is going to sound. This might sound a little off. We're kind of like, we're like American, right? That's kind of like what we all are at this point. So to a certain degree, claiming a race super hard is a little weird to me, I guess. Like, it's a little weird. I understand, like, wanting to, you know, cultural things that you grew up with or whatever. But the concept of being like, I'm this overall, I'm like, that's weird. That's a weird thing to push.
It's more of a concept of, it's not about being like claiming it. It's more of, like, feeling like you belong with some sort of group or culture.
Okay.
So it's kind of like the idea that, like, there was an article that I saw released a while ago about how full Asian people don't always see biracial Asian people as Asian because they're not. They don't deal with the same kind of stuff. Which I'm sure, like, harassment-wise and racially, like, I might not deal with the same amount of stuff just because I'm not, maybe not as easily.
That feels like they're kind of like, I don't know, that feels like they're cherry picking.
And, like, I've experienced a decent amount of discrimination, exotification, etc., as being even a partially, like, Asian female. And so it's kind of one of those, it's like a weird, like, I still experience it. Maybe it's not to the same degree. Like, I'm willing to, like, concede that and recognize that. But, like, I still experience it, and I don't understand what benefit there is by separating, you know?
everyone likes to be special to a certain degree, not sound like an asshole. No, this is me being an asshole, 100%. Just so you know, right now, this is probably me being the shit that could cancel me. I don't know. To me, it does sound a little bit like, not you specifically right now. I mean, but that weird separation that you're saying to me sounds like, no, but I'm more talk shit on than you. And I'm like, okay. I mean, okay.
Yeah.
But that's a weird divide to add in because like maybe we could all just kind of work on. I don't know.
Yeah, it's a discourse that I see again on Twitter, which is I have to get off Twitter because I've started to I've tried to I follow a lot of animal accounts, and that's the content that I consume now, because it was a lot of stuff where I'd see people talking about like half people who are half one thing and half white being like, no, but they don't count as a person of color because they're half.
That sounds racist.
Yeah, it's one of those.
That sounds like the definition of racism.
Yeah.
I feel like saying that kind of shit.
So
wrong, but
it's definitely a dicey area, and like I don't want to impose, especially being Asian. Like, okay, hate crimes against Asians are definitely up within the past, within the pandemic, and I don't want to go into a whole tangent about pandemic and politics about that. But
there's a lot. Yeah, that's a lot.
But it's one of those that like I also I'll still recognize that it's not nearly as bad as it is against other people of color. And so like I don't know. It's like I don't want to try to claim being more important. I don't know. I'm just trying to vibe, and I'm trying to like be a good person, and I don't want to, I don't want it to be one or the other. Hold on, I gotta ban this guy.
Big relatable. You're good.
He was here yesterday, and he had said something about his entry line was something about, oh, you sexy little kitten, and I'm like, does that work for you? So then his account got removed because someone reported him, and then he came back with that account. So I didn't want to give him the I didn't want to give him the ability to talk today because I don't have time to talk to him. We were fucking with him yesterday, but
we're busy. We're talking.
Yeah, we're busy. You're banned.
Sorry, I'm just telling my mom. She was at the store. She was texting me.
Oh, gotcha.
Telling me where she was at the store.
Anyway, that whole side tangent aside, I don't want to get too much into all of that.
Yeah, so I was like, let's find the balance there. But
yeah,
it's interesting. It's all very interesting, I guess, in the perception of it all, and it all does tie into the cancel thing. And it's a lot. It's all a lot.
Oh yeah, I think this is the last thing that I'll say on it, but I think it becomes more interesting as a biracial individual when it's the us versus them mentality. Because what if you're both? Like,
I don't like that mentality as a whole because it's just very dividing, which doesn't benefit anybody.
Yeah. Do you mostly date Asian men or white guys?
I see it. Once again,
I've only dated two people in my life. They were both white guys, but I'm open to dating anybody of any ethnicity. Like I'm not searching for white guys. I'm not just like, oh yeah, I need
whites only.
Like a pasty.
Now you're going to jail. Like,
oh my God.
Jesus Christ.
Still am. Yeah. No, I didn't say that I wasn't. Sorry. I'm not looking to date. I'm in a relationship. That's what he's telling me to specify. That's my boyfriend.
Okay.
But yeah, I don't know. For me, it's not, I don't care about personally. It's not about their gender or their ethnicity. It's about the person. Like, do we vibe? If we do we connect? Oh, you said we're white. Oh yeah, you're still white. I thought you were trying to be like, we're still like, I know. But yeah.
I was going to say, it's funny to me because I've pretty much dated, I guess, if we're dividing by race, I've dated mainly two races. Not intentionally, but I guess that's just where my groups have like signaled out and maybe it's just where I live. And I think that's very funny because it's like, not that there's anything against anything else. It just, I guess that's just how the fucking cookies crumbled in that scenario. And that one's weird. Oh, I'm getting blown the fuck up with text right now.
You can't tell me that. I don't want to get married, dude. It's weird to tell someone that they're going to marry a white guy. My mom, yes, she did marry a white guy, but that doesn't mean anything about anything.
Sorry, I'm just wanting to text like a rude dick.
No, you're okay. You're okay.
All right.
I don't know. It's just weird to tell anyone that they're going to marry a specific gender or race of person. In my opinion, I don't know.
That's weird.
It's weird to like force that on someone.
Weird. That's not like in my opinion. That's like objectively.
You're an Asian lady, so you're going to marry a white guy.
That's just because she's not going to say it. No, that's fucking weird to say, dude. She's being really nice about it, which is cool. I'm not.
But yeah. life is...
That wasn't a prediction. That was a fact, the way they said it.
Yeah.
Which is fine, but it's weird.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if marriage will be for me. I mean, I love pageantry and I'd love to wear a giant gown and be the center of attention, but I don't know if I want to like commit to one thing, like a, you know, I don't know. It's just so much. And I feel like it's just a lot of pressure. In theory, I like, to be glamorous and take a bunch of pictures and look great, obviously.
Yeah, for a photo shoot. You're prepped.
Yeah, there we go.
Just do one of those. Just do the modeling thing where you
I'll just buy a wedding dress and take pictures. That's it.
I have a wedding dress you can wear.
Oh my God. One. All right, let's go.
I ironically have one. I got you, fam. I'm just saying. Maybe they're from the future. All right, they're from the future? Marriage. Fair.
Man, if you're from the future, can you go back and slap past me for giving up on my non-marriage mindset?
I got excited. You live in LA County, correct?
Yeah.
Okay. Goodwill's on Thursday in LA County have dollar days, just for your information. So one tag of any color, you can get everything that, like, every blue tag is $1.
Okay.
At Goodwill's in LA County on Thursdays. So that's just a fun fact for you.
Nice. There's one pretty close by that I could actually hit up. Thursday's my day off too, so instead of streaming, I'm gonna go to Goodwill.
It's very fun. It is. I like shoes, so it fucks me up.
My friends and I used to make a bunch of like fan film videos in high school, so we'd always hit up Goodwill for our props and for our, for whatever we needed. What is the topic of the podcast? Anything and everything. We kind of bounce around depending on what the guests are, interested in, what ends up getting brought up, So sometimes serious, sometimes silly, anything in between.
We got the variance here. We talked about things for a moment.
Yeah. Okay, hold on. I'm being notified by a mod of a minor issue. I'm just gonna fix that real quick while we...
You're good. I'm texting like an asshole. Because I love
to be rude. You're fine.
I love to be rude.
So, I do have another question for you. I know that you do a decent amount of TikTok. What is your favorite one that you have ever done?
Let me think. Let me pull her up. Let's see what we got. Okay, I don't want to see someone else's TikTok in this moment. I do a lot of shit posts that aren't like particularly like, I'm proud of this moment, you know what I mean? I feel like it was one, well, I really like my makeup in this one, but it's, decision making is hard. We're doing a quick scroll-a-roo. We gotta see what's popping. Right now, nothing's popping. Absolutely nothing has stuck out to me on my TikToks because they are all just shit posts. While I'm scrolling, I have a question for you.
Okay.
For you to answer. Do you ever idealize not only just social media, but yourself on social media when you look at the past?
Oh, yeah. I think, I idealize myself even just like high school me versus, physically high school me. I was very fit just because I did a bunch of stuff in high school.
Okay.
So I will idealize that side where I'll look at pictures. But I think personally, my growth as a person, I am a lot better off now than I was.
Okay.
I think that it depends on what medium we're talking. On my Instagram, personally, it's a lot more curated. Like my non-Aya Instagram is a lot more curated to be nice photos, pretty photos that I've thought through,
Aya is not your birth name, is it?
No, it's not. It's not.
Cool.
Yeah.
I thought it was for significant. I figured it out when I clicked all my links. Till then, I had no fucking clue. I thought that was your real name.
Yeah, I just kind of have gone by it long enough that, and when I'm on stream, I typically just go by it anyway because I'm it's a stream. I say stream persona, but it's really just me with a different name tag. So that one's definitely more curated, and I think makes me look more interesting. And I only pick the flattering photos kind of thing. Me on Twitter, it's a crapshoot. I was explaining earlier today to my boyfriend that sometimes people will be repost with a picture of yourself that blah blah blah. And for me, I'm always in a toss up am I gonna pick something that looks hot and badass or something that's a total dweeb? And I fluctuate between the two all the time. And I did both today. I did one tree that play that I did where I was a badass demon queen, and then I also did one where I'm wearing this Christmas tree thing and I'm just sitting awkwardly,
But you have the duality. I feel like it is easier for me also to lean into the I'm just so weird, and it's not because I'm not trying. It's easier to not, to do that.
Yeah.
Like, if I try, that's kind of embarrassing.
Well, yeah, and then it's like if you try, and then people think that you like failed, whatever that means, and it's like you tried and failed. Yeah, it's a
that's why, like, for years it was like take a picture of me because it wasn't ooh I'm so weird. It's just like if I take a shitty photo, it was an intentional shitty photo.
Yeah, exactly.
And it's a lot easier than like I just look like that when I happen to get caught off guard. So I found a TikTok, by the way. It was not even originally a TikTok. I'm literally just gonna hold it up and you're gonna watch it on my cracked phone screen, by the way. Oh fuck, okay, it is just, oh my god, what have I done? Oh fuck,
oh no.
I ruined everything. Oh no, we're good. I was baking cookies and I dropped them at the bottom of the oven and this is really going well. I hope everyone's really enjoying this take. Trying to get them out, we're lagging, trying to get them out. Real proud of myself. Oh fuck. And then I dropped them. That's it.
No.
That's like was not made for TikTok, but this is I like this one too, just because I look cute.
Hey, you want a pixie stick? My mom says those turn you into a whore. Probably.
It was one of my few ones that like popped off, so there we go. That's it. Those are my final answers.
I like it. Good variety too.
Yeah, we gotta keep the range up,
Oh yeah, for sure.
Oh, God. And my TikToks just, it's so weird. Sometimes I'll watch my own TikToks and I'm like, that's embarrassing. That's like actively embarrassing for me. Like if someone else posted that, I would have scrolled past. Why are you so comfortable? Like, what in your fucking entitled mind means that that's what you should do? Calm down. You're not clever. I don't know.
I do that to myself all the time, where I'll like do something and I'll be like, man, I don't know why I thought that was good or funny or interesting. Like,
I felt it in the moment. I was vibing.
Yeah. Like it's like you'll put a lot of work in something, being like, yeah, this is gonna be good, and then you watch it later and you're like,
oh, you put that on the internet.
What was that? What was I on? Like,
yeah, me learning this stupid dance, knowing it was not well done because I can't dance. Barely got a sense of rhythm here. Posted it, and I was like, yeah, fucking killed that. I watched it back like an hour later, and I was like, oh, that's on the internet. All right, well, I made that decision, bud.
It's one of those where you're like, all right, I guess I will just try to forget about it and move forward with my life if I can.
Yeah, because it's like I'm gonna leave it. I'm committed to it, but
yeah. You put in the work for it. You can't it can't be for nothing.
Yeah, like I tried. I really did. It shouldn't have probably. Put a little less effort in that one. Tried a little less hard, so we feel a little less bad when it just wasn't good.
Exactly.
That's that. So have you been enjoying your TikTok? I don't think I follow you on TikTok. Hold up, I'm a fake fan. Let me fix it.
I don't understand TikTok. I honestly am a bit of a.
I found you. Oh, fuck, you follow
grandma.
me. Oh, no. Oh, God.
Oh, no, you're fine.
Oh, God.
I have done that to so many people unintentionally, and even if it was intentional, I didn't post on TikTok for the longest time. Like, I had one, but I was not actively posting on it, so literally no worries.
I don't mean to do that, but I ignore people frequently.
Oh, my God. It's okay. I do the same thing sometimes. And it's not like out of malice. It just happens. So
I'm just
I just space out half the time and I stop paying attention to anything besides what's directly in front of me. So
oh yeah, it's great. It's great. You don't need to have coherent, formulated thoughts and scheduling.
No. I don't know, not at all.
I have another question for you.
Yeah.
Because you're an actress, because you're a big lady, or you're a big fancy lady with the acting. Tell me about that, just in general. Because you have an agent. I don't know if it's an acting agent. I guess I would assume, because you're probably not. You're probably not doing modeling agency, but that's kind of fucked. I didn't mean it like that. I mean, from what I know, you're just on the actor. Are you like you can sing, huh?
Like ish.
Don't fucking undersell yourself.
Like
to me right
okay. I'll put it this way. I can carry a tune. I can carry a tune. I can generally sing, but I'm not like the kind of voice that could be a singer in its own right, and I could not probably be on Broadway. Like I can sing, but it's not like, oh my God, wow. Like that's not the most captivating.
You're so fucking cute. Sorry, that really was unrelated.
No, it's okay.
Thank you. I just clicked your IMDb and now I'm stalking you.
Oh, thanks.
Time to do that while we're streaming.
But yeah, I actually in high school for a hot second I did like one modeling thing. It was they brought a bunch of brands came to Dallas to present to Nordstrom. So they needed people to like wear the clothes and walk around. So I did that literally once. I did a couple of things. It was really nice because it was like $90 an hour, which is like the best rate I've ever experienced in my life. And I did like 2 or 3 of them. It's also because I have sample size feet. I'm like 6.5, 7. So like I fit into the shoes they needed to show.
Beefy feet.
That's
Lord.
the only reason I think I ended up getting picked to do it. But I got to wear Valentino for a hot second. So
got dainty little feet.
My mom is size 4. Her feet are size 4. Yeah.
Okay, so she's
dainty feet. Yeah. Oh yeah, sometimes.
Oh yeah, Jesus Christ! No, I got them manly feet. They're wide too. Stream, please don't run with this. I'm so sorry. Don't bring it up in my chat. Yeah. That's cool. That sounds super fun.
Yeah, so I did that. Like that was like right in high school, or like actually literally the last week of school. I almost missed my last day of school to go do that. I ended up rearranging, so I didn't miss the last day of school, but yeah. But then acting wise, so I had an agent in Texas for a bit, and then I moved out to LA, so they weren't really submitting me for stuff. So I ended up ending my I guess relationship with them. So I have a manager now, and I'm working on getting an agent.
I didn't know there was a difference.
Yeah, I didn't for a while, but managers are basically, they tend to have a smaller client list and they work more one-on-one with you.
That's probably a better thing.
So it's a better starting point for like any emerging actor. Like it's because they get to know you better and they kind of, push for you. They help you find an agent. Agents typically, they have a big roster of clients and you're kind of like a thumbnail on their screen that when they get a thing, they're submitting like, okay, these people can go up for this.
Like you fit these general requirements. You just have your requirements listed out and it's like, this is generally what they're looking for.
Yeah, exactly. So that's kind of the difference. So I'm looking for an agent right now. But it's been.
Do you pay your manager or is it like a?
It's like they get paid if you get paid.
Oh, so
there's a big thing in LA where it's a lot of fake agents and fake managers will charge you. Don't do that if that's like ever an offer. That's not how it should work. It should be.
For like headshots, sometimes it's like we'll get your headshots done, but when you get your first thing out, we're gonna take a cut for the headshots. I've heard like shit like that.
Gotcha.
I don't know that's the vibe. But
you have to get headshots done, and headshots are expensive. Like that in its own thing, like is always expensive. Just headshots in general. So you pray that you don't change too much between them, or like in life, I guess.
Stay the same. Don't ever change.
Yeah,
Actually,
it's like
one essence of human.
I had considered cutting my hair, but I'm like, I just got headshots done and I had long hair.
Photoshop how much hair you get cut out. I think that'd be fun.
It depends on who you go to headshots for, actually. So some places usually they can, like, I think $400 to $600 to be on the cheap end for headshots. Yeah.
I was gonna say 150. Holy shit! What?
No, it depends on where you go. You could probably like a, I don't want to say like amateur photographer, but someone who's not like this fancy whatever person.
Not super well known.
And then you have to pay individually for retouches. So if you want them to do any kind of correction, like flyaway hairs or acne, it's insane. So that's why as an actor, you pray that you don't need to get more headshots anytime soon.
Like, do you use like Backstage or All Casting or any of those?
I do. I think the main ones are Casting Networks and Actors Access.
That's the one I was thinking. Actors Access.
Yeah. So
I have Backstage that I've done for a few little things, and I got gigs out of it.
Nice.
So it worked out. But
Backstage. I've heard some good stories from that as well.
I feel like the Actors Access, the one that I cannot remember the name of apparently. I think that's the one that I think most people tend to say like is the official one. Sorry.
Well, it helps, and that's the one where it helps to have someone submitting you from there, just because you're tied to something. Because like you can independently submit, but one, it costs you money per submission, like $2, but it adds up if you want to. Yeah, exactly.
Not you.
So
fuck them. Fuck you.
If you have a manager or an agent to be submitting you for stuff, you don't have to pay for that. And two, like they have probably a better name to put forth when they're submitting. Like it's possible to self-submit, but it's a little bit less. You have less of an advantage.
To me, that doesn't sound so dirty.
What do headshots involve? Well, you have to do different looks sometimes. So it's like different. You have to do outfit changes. Sometimes there's hair and makeup that you have to pay for separately, unless you do it yourself, which you can as well. Usually you need at least one headshot if you're doing acting. As a voice actor, I guess you probably don't have to. Like you just have to have a good demo reel. A variety,
but even those demo reels are expensive to record if you want to
if you want to go into a professional studio.
My friend that popped in, Harless Omega, he's a voice actor. He's very good, But I know he went and got one demo reel done. It was really expensive, and they kind of fucked him over a little bit.
Oh, yeah.
It was a little rough.
Yeah.
Just to put all his internet drama out there. Sorry, since I know you're not still here, but my bad.
Oh yeah, like not smoothing the photos over, but like more like spot, like if you have like acne, or like if you have like say that it's like the day of my headshots and I have a giant zit in the middle of my forehead, they can get rid of that, which, you know.
Things that aren't permanent?
Yeah.
Wow, permanent.
But it's like the little things that they also know how to do, where it's like certain, like a little bit of eye like brightening, or also the touch-ups mean that they're going to edit the lighting of the picture a little bit sometimes, I think. Or again, flyaways, especially if you have long hair, or if you have hair, flyaways happen all the time. So yeah, a lot of it is flyaways because it makes it look cleaner. Like sometimes you just have to make it look a little bit more crisp. And then it's the photographer's time. If they're high profile, they can charge more because they have a lot of clients to, you know, who are asking them to book. So yeah.
Fun.
Yeah, the best.
So good. And I know that one's interesting because you said you might have to get different headshots, like different outfits. And I've heard that if you want different roles, you have to kind of have the look in your headshot so they can see that you're perfect for being a bad boy or whatever.
You have to present yourself that way to them, because sometimes casting directors they can be imaginative. Some of them are. Sometimes, you know, people have said you have to just be that when you go in so that they see you. Because it's best case scenario when you're going into casting for an audition. You walk in and they're like, they are this character. So you kind of have to finesse it where you're like yourself, but you're also not yourself. Like if your character, like if your character is an asshole, that does not mean go into the audition and be an asshole. When you're, you know, in your character, absolutely.
Energy,
yeah. Like you could have that energy, but don't go in and be like, what's up, fuckers? Like, you're wasting my time. I got other places to be. Like that. Don't be a dick. Like, don't be a dick. That's a bad idea.
Or maybe don't be like the bubbliest person you've ever met.
Don't be like, hi guys. I mean, unless you can go in with that energy and like flip a switch and do it. You gotta have some underlying bits of that energy.
I've come to terms with that. I'd have to be like the comedic relief. I'm not a character kind of bitch. I'd be comedic relief best friend, if anything. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't have I'm here with cancer. I'm like, cancer. I barely know her. You know, like I don't fucking know. It just. I mean, you could. Sick. I mean, I would love that. That'd be amazing. You should do that. As a bitch.
If you want to, if you want to do it as like a social experiment, tape it and.
That could be your shtick. Get famous on that.
Yeah.
What a bitch.
Everyone you meet, what up, bitch? You meet like the head of the company. What up,
CEO
bitch?
of Hollywood, actually, after that.
Yeah. Mr. Hollywood himself.
Yeah, it's sick reality. It's whoa, full circle. Hollywood is sick reality. Whoa! But yeah. That's interesting. Hollywood acting. That's fun. I didn't know managers and actors and all that. I want you to know that I was scared I was going to be super high-strung and I was going to stress you out by being high-strung.
Oh my god, no. Not at all. I mean, you have like a really good energy too, and like I kind of play off of like whatever energy like the guest brings. And so sometimes it's just like a lot more like slow-paced and like calm, and like I can do that. But like I think it gets me more, you know, excited and going, so I'm here for it. I think it's fun.
What I'm hearing is you like all the energies. So I've heard your other podcast. You've complimented other energies.
Listen, all of them are great in a different way. Like, I could have a chill vibe and I could just kind of hang out and do whatever. Like, that's cool too. Like, I feel like I'm just sitting like on the couch talking to someone. But I also really like getting to another guest that I had who was really high energy. His name is Chris. He does like a lot of like musical theater and singing and stuff. But he just came in just like bouncing off the walls. Like, it was... Yeah, and like I just I play off of it, and like I think like an empath in that way. Like I pick up other people's energy, and I kind of like
you're vibe matching.
Yeah, I match vibes, which I feel like works for a podcast though. Because if you came in here with high energy, and I sat here like, okay,
oh my god, and you're like, okay, so Moose.
So what do you do for work?
Holy shit, talking to people, when they talk to me, that stuff fucks me up. I listen to my YouTube videos on 2x. My family fucking hates listening to my YouTube. Because, like, I'll be in the kitchen cooking, listening to YouTube, you know? And that's just on 2x. I go talking like this, and it's just, you know, I'm like, yep, I am processing everything they're saying to me. But it has made it so hard for me to have real-life conversations, because sometimes people talk in slow motion. Ugh! You are on 0.5, and I'm used to 2x. This is so hard for me. It is like I will deal and I will do my best, but I will be sitting there auto-filling your statements. I'm like, I know where this is going. And that's when I cut in because you've taken a pause, it's too long, and now I think it's my turn. It's rough. It's fucking rough.
Man, I don't know. I don't know if I could do 2X. I feel like it would stress me out because I also like sometimes it takes me a second to process what's just been said. So I feel like if they keep going, then I'm like, wait, hold on. I still haven't grasped like what you just said. Yeah.
Occasionally I gotta back up. I will say it's not 100%, safe. But maybe, Zarksil, maybe. Yeah, there's definitely a level above his voice. I feel like I'm being not like super chill because I can tell I'm still being like, a little tweaky, but I'm not being like obscenely tweaky. Just average tweaky,
Well, I mean, it just comes across to me as like energy and like excitement. Like it doesn't seem like it's too much of anything,
It's not just severely overbearing. That's what I try not to be.
Yeah,
because I know there's like I don't like people. Fuck with me. I don't like them. I'm committing to it. But I know maybe sometimes I'm like, oh, you're a lot. Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
And it's like I know I can be a lot, so I need to I try not to just. I understand that it's a little much sometimes.
Yeah.
So try and avoid that.
I actually there's a channel in my Discord where like my mods will compile questions and stuff. Right now it's all, because like also if anyone in chat has any questions that you'd like to ask, you can go ahead and ask and my mods will put them in a thing for me to read. So far it's just questions from my mods.
What we got?
Sometimes they're like, like classic random,
Run it.
And then Cowboy gets deep randomly.
Oh boy,
so,
okay.
The first question, beyond the titles that others have given you, who are you?
I am... This was like a dumbass, but that's just me being fucking self-deprecating because it's funny. Or attempting to be funny. Who am I? I am someone who is doing their best. That's not the best answer, but it's probably an accurate one. My general existence is just try and be more positive than I am negative, if that makes sense. Because I'm very much so, I don't think people remember my name for generations. I'm not like, I need to go down in fucking history. No, I don't. I'm good. Doing my best. But I like to do the very small scale, little joys. It's always been my goal, I guess. It's like, if I can make your day a little better today, and that just made you fucking a little bit nicer at work or whatever, and that's cool, small little fucking ripple effect, and guess what? I cured cancer by proxy. That's it. That's how it works, and that's what I'm trying to do. I don't know. That's who I am. I try and be decent. That's the final answer. Don't think I answered it right, but I'm committed to it, so...
And that's all you gotta do. If you commit, It's the right answer.
Damn straight. I said nothing wrong, because it was my opinion, and opinions are wonderful.
Okay, so the other question, these are like the classic ones that get asked every stream. If you're pouring a bowl of cereal, what do you pour first, the milk or the cereal?
It has to be the cereal
Okay,
because,
good.
First of all, I don't like milk in most of my cereals, so I'm probably eating it dry.
Okay.
So
that's a first.
This gets munched dry. Frosted Flakes get munched dry.
I feel like
get munched dry.
Those are all cereals that are like they make sense. Like I could eat them dry as well. Like I feel like you could eat like Cinnamon Toast Crunch like a sugary chip.
It's a snack.
Yeah.
I only have like 3 cereals that I do put milk on, which is normal Cheerios, but I add sugar, Raisin Bran, and almonds, not the fucking oats. Nope, I don't remember what it's called. Honey Bunches of Oats. There we go.
Okay, gotcha.
With almonds. That's why I added almonds. There we go. Those are the 3 cereals I will eat with milk. I will not eat almost any other cereal with milk, I don't think. So.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, I think those 3 make sense to me to have with milk. And the other ones I also think also make sense. Like, I would pour myself a bag of Fruit Loops, and take it as a snack and just munch on them. So, like, that makes sense to me.
Okay, yeah, good. You understand me then.
Yeah. The other question, I know there's more, but the other one that I remember right now is because they just wrote the other normal mod questions. They didn't list them. So, thank you
Making
for that.
Work for it.
Yeah. The other one is, when you spell bananas, do you sing the Gwen...
Shit is bananas. Yeah, no, follow that girl, 100%.
Yeah. Okay, good, good.
Actually, real quick story on that one. When I went to a church camp when I was younger with my mom, we had that CD, and she gave me free reign, which means we only listen to one song, because I only listen to one song at a time. I would occasionally throw in Rich Girl, and I was very young, and she gave me permission to say the word shit on the drive up to our church camp. I was losing my little mind. The shit is bananas. Yeah, so, I have heard that song more times than probably most people would want to. That's all.
I think that you might be one of the first people who actually answered that they sing
I
it.
like that.
Yeah, I
That's
know.
their fault.
Every time I ask him, people are like, oh, I didn't even think about that. And I'm like,
But how not?
what?
How not think of that?
Yeah. Let's see. Cowboy asked, has PETA tried to cancel you yet?
Not yet. But, I mean, they could try, I guess, if they want. I'll go lay in the street with some fake blood on me and be like, I'm dead. So they do that, right? I don't know, fuck them. I mean, obviously, if you don't want to eat meat, don't eat meat. But I'm gonna keep eating my shitty factory farm meat because I'm cheap. Until I can kill my own meat, in which case, then I will eat that. So.
Let's see. Ishmael asked, I don't know if, wait, I think he asked this. Do you believe in the paranormal?
Okay, so, not very religious, but this is gonna tie in, I swear, I'm not just sharing that. I like things to have visible proof for me. So, I've never seen a ghost, but I'm not opposed to there being ghosts, I guess. Yeah. I guessed here on podcast. But, so, don't disbelieve, but don't actively believe.
Okay.
Somewhere between.
Yeah.
Like, interesting concept. I like the idea of it. I think it's cool, but it doesn't all add up in the same way. Like there being just some fucking overlying dude being like, doesn't add up for me.
I got you.
Guess.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Are you a ghosty gal? Do you believe in the paranormals?
Only when I get anxious, but
Okay,
not
solid.
normal. Like I'm open to the possibility. I'm more of the mindset. Like I feel like it's more like Buddhistic, like the idea of like energy. Like. It's, like, if you take it scientifically, like, matter is not created or destroyed. It just transfers from form to form. So I feel like when we die, like, it's like the idea that our energy is all, like, everything's connected in that way. And so I kind of feel like, it's like, I don't know. I think part of it's a comforting thing for me where, like, when my grandma passed, I was at, visiting my grandpa at their house. They have a house. They live in Hawaii. That's where my mom grew up. And so I remember one morning I was visiting him pretty soon after she passed. And one morning there was the most beautiful, like, it was like a really intense, like straight up double rainbow. And my grandma she painted. And so to me, that was like, it was her painting the sky. Like, and like, yeah, that could be me reading into stuff. But like,
I do something similar kind of, I guess, because my grandma's really into monarchs. So when I see monarchs, I think of my grandma. But like, I guess to me, it's like, I have this weird, like, I don't know if it's just like the pleasant, I don't see it like, oh, it's the sign she's here. I'm just kind of like, oh, my grandma. I don't know. But I do have the attachment aspect, I guess.
Yeah.
So I feel that.
I think it's kind of me taking to Buddhist science. I wasn't saying that to Buddhist science. I was saying like it's a Buddhist.
To be a Buddhist means that you're a scientist.
Yeah, exactly.
And I'm not
Buddhistology. Yeah, it's Scientology. Yeah, exactly. But more just like the concept of like matter not being created or destroyed. I feel like kind of applies to the Buddhist idea that everything's interrelated, which also that plays into the idea of like what's it called? Rebirth. When you're born again, not like born again Christian.
Like reincarnation.
Yeah. So like that, I was like that. Wow, what's the word? But yeah, so kind of in that, in that vein. Like I don't know if I believe that every spirit is like just recycled over and over kind of thing. But like, I feel like in a way, like
the concept of energies transferring, because I mean, to some degree, it's like we die, we decompose, we give life to plants, which give life to meats, which give life to us.
That's why when I die, I want to be a tree. Like I want to be. You can be turned into ashes. Well, you can be like there are different like urns where like you can take your ashes and they put it in like tree soil, and you can pick the kind of tree, and then
That's fun. I want to be a fruit tree, so people have to eat my fucking ashes.
I saw someone say something like, "I want to be like an acorn tree, so people eat my nuts for the rest of my life," or something, or like even after I die, something like that.
I like that. I mean, similar energy. I just want people to consume my general flesh. Apparently,
yeah.
Make it weird for them. I want to be like on my family's farm though, so like my grandchildren are stuck eating grandmammy for dinner. Pears. I don't know.
Generations.
Like,
yeah.
like
this is your great grandmother.
Yeah, she fucking.
That's. I know you're not religious, but that's some Jesus shit.
I was gonna say the body of Jesus. That's me. I see. When I said I didn't want to be remembered, I lied. Apparently, I'm gonna be a god tree. Body parts. I think that's what she was talking about. The ashes in the tree. You need to pick your tree.
Yeah. So Akira asked, pineapple on pizza.
So I will not go out of my way for it, but I'll eat most things that are put in front of me. I am one of the, I would say, less picky people. There's only like a handful of things that I don't think I could do. So I would never order it, but I'm not like viscerally opposed to it, to be honest. I've eaten it. I think it's funny, it's like the jokes, but I think I'm not gonna lie, guys, I just don't think it's that funny anymore, because people get too actually genuinely heated about it, and it just kind of annoys me. I'm no fun allowed, is what I'm trying to say. Because, like, at first it was like, haha, you know, pineapple and pizza, you're so fucking quirky and weird, but then it turned into, like, you genuinely don't fucking, like, you, I'm like, okay. I don't give a shit anymore, actually, I've changed my opinion, you know?
Yeah, I can't remember the last time I had it. My biggest thing is it just has to be done in a way that the pineapple's not like wet enough to ruin the structural integrity of the pizza.
Oh, that's a good rule of thumb for most pizza. Like I think it was like a barbecue chicken pineapple, and that's not bad. You know, it like tied in. Felt okay. Felt acceptable.
Let's see. Sick Reality asked, describe your worst meal ever.
That's probably a good question. I mean, I always think this one cooking stream I did like 3 years ago was, you know, it was still in the beginning of my cooking stream, and I was making orange chicken, and I made all this really good like fried popcorn style chicken. It was so freaking good. And then I went to make the sauce, and it made me put the orange peel in it, you know, like a grated in kind of thing. And I was like, tastes a little, you know, that pippy like, and I was like, probably gonna be better once I put it on this massive batch of chicken. I ruined the entire meal.
Oh,
and
no.
I will tolerate most things. Like, I will, like, just grit my teeth and bear it. But it was so bad. It just tasted like I was just chewing on orange peels, and I couldn't do it. And for me, that just sticks out, because it's such a bummer. I had to throw away so much chicken. I don't like throwing away food, so not a fan. Not a fan. I overzested, and I made a dicky.
Let's see. C-Beans asked, describe your perfect date.
I'm so fucking bad at these. I like, okay, you know what, fuck it, them cooking me a meal of some sort, because it shows that they're putting in the effort. Assuming this is someone, like, not a first date, like, I don't want to show up and get murdered, that's horrifying, but, like, assuming, you know, this is, like, a thing, them going out of their way to cook something that I like, putting in the effort, and, like, setting up that date, inviting me over, cooking the food, and just, like, I don't know, we hang out. I'm not very interesting, I guess. I like food. I am the essence of, like, you know what it's like, oh, the grandmother's like, just eat, I made this for you, I love you, eat, that's me. I love feeding other people food, so I think it's when it's done to me, I'm like, okay, you like me. So that's what I'm gonna have to go with.
I'm gonna do just, if you guys have any other questions to ask, if you want to get them in now, I don't want to keep you too long. I have to make dinner at some point.
I understand, yeah, I'll make curries on funsies. What are you making for dinner?
I don't know. I guess like I get HelloFresh sometimes, so I do it like I did it and then I stopped for a while, but I'm doing it every other week. I think.
More codes for you. Go through swag books. Let me refer you. You can get like they have a bunch of those box meals, but you get like $60 back. It's like significantly more than you get back on like. I'm just saying.
Nice.
Promptly cheap. No, that is the first thought. Showing up getting murked? Absolutely. I'm gonna throw this out there. My chat, I will never tell them anything about my dating life. That's something that I've kind of switched over to that I think is kind of interesting. Sorry, now I feel like I'm keeping you.
Oh, no.
At one point, like, I had a significant other that I did talk about on stream, and I was like, that didn't work. That was years ago. And I was like, oh, so we're never doing that again. That was a mistake. It is now not for the internet. That is no longer for the internet. Got it. So now I don't tell them anything about anything, and I think it's very funny. So I will say, though, I've never been like just go on first dates with people. Like, I've never been just like I just met this guy, and I'm just gonna meet him somewhere. I don't want to get murder raped.
Yeah.
And these are things that I like to avoid. And I understand that you can, like, vet people.
But still, you never really know. Being a female in the world, it's fucked, you know, and you have to be on your guard at all times, I feel like.
I went on a singular date when I was a freshman in high school with a senior. Fuck this guy. Not like fuck it, like fuck that guy, you know? Went on a date with him. First of all, he tried to go on a hike with me. Weird. Second of all, my mom was like, you're gonna get murdered, you're not going on a hike with this guy. And I was like, good point, mom, I love you. So we went to Starbucks and we walked around. And I've told this story on stream because it's so offensive, it's insane. I'm not gonna say the offensive part, but he was like, you know, there's really a difference between this kind of person and this kind of person. One of these words is a word that me and you cannot say. Okay? You can figure it out, maybe. And he was just like, you know the difference. I was like, I don't know the difference. I don't like this conversation right now. I'm very uncomfortable. And he's just like, you get it, you know, because they're not the same. And I'm like, oh my God. please stop. And he wouldn't tell me his last name. It was so weird. It was horrific. It was horrific. It was so bad. And I was not having fun. I think that's when I stopped wanting to do first dates.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like if it's not creepy, it's awkward. Like, I feel like that's just kind of how first dates are. Like,
Yeah.
I'm a big proponent of, like, Twitch is not a dating site. I met my current significant other. That's the only reason, I think. Otherwise, I probably would have kept it more private. But at that point, everybody knew, I feel. Everybody pretty much knew because we both streamed. So that's the only reason that I've...
Your current one?
Yeah.
Did we say his name or no?
Yeah, I mean, he's one of my mods, so he's in chat. But then the other thing that I feel like probably he's okay to talk about it. I always feel weird because I've never been the kind of person where it's like, oh, like, well, my boyfriend and I, like, that's just not my, I feel weird. I feel, which one? I'm not that kind of like, I don't know. I'm not like that kind of cute coupley mentality. And so I always feel a little bit, I don't know. I always feel weird referring to it. So I might not have made it a thing had I not.
That makes sense.
Had it not been like, yeah, in the way that it was. And I didn't say anything about it for a while, but then I felt shitty.
So it's not that you're hiding them out of like
Yeah.
malice of them. It's just out of the internet being the internet.
Yeah. So, you know.
Sorry, I thought of one other first date story that I don't think I've ever told. I did try one other first date ever. We went to Red Robin. They didn't order anything. I ordered fries. They went, I'm sorry, I'm just kind of awkward. Did not say anything. So I was like, okay, I'll just carry the conversation. So I kept just asking them questions. They would give me one-word answers. And then after that, they were like, this really went great. And I was like, no, it did not. I feel like one of us was misled on how this conversationally was going to go. And that was a horrible experience for me.
Yeah, I've never been like, I have not dated that much, like gone on many dates. Like, I'm not the kind of person that gets asked out on dates, actually. So, like, nobody really, you know, once somebody asked me out while I was working, and I was, like, a freshman in college, and he went to the same school. So I was like, okay, whatever. He talked about his ex-girlfriend the whole time. And then later would, like, drunk call me and be like, where are you? Hi, let's come to this party. And I'm like...
I don't like it. Oh, about you. Yeah, those are literally my two stories that I have that are interesting. The rest is pretty not, but... I don't know. It just was rough. It was so rough. That's horrible. I hate that.
There was one guy who he was my cashier at Trader Joe's. Never go on a date with your Trader Joe's cashier. I couldn't go back there for a while. Like
I hate it.
Yeah, we hung out, we got coffee, we walked around, and we walked around the neighborhood a little bit, and then he like leaned to kiss me, and the last thing that I saw before he kissed me, this is the first date too. The last thing I saw before he kissed me was like blue gum between his teeth, and I'm like, okay. And then he drove away.
Okay.
I'm like, you couldn't have just like offered to drop me off at my house. That's cool. It's fine. Bye, I guess. I'm gonna go on a leisurely stroll.
I hate it.
Yeah.
I hate it.
Yeah.
I was talking about earlier because I don't have very many dude friends anymore. Like I've had, I'm gonna get a little not actual sexist, but like I don't like if my friends have any like ulterior motives, and I noticed a lot of guy friends do have ulterior motives, so I kind of stopped having guy friends. Oops. Not all of them, but you know, a lot of them.
Yeah.
Sadly.
I've had that experience like a decent amount, which is like shitty because I had a really close guy friend in high school. And then I started dating someone and he just stopped talking to me. Like he did not talk to me anymore. He was pissed all the time. We went bowling with my friend group and my ex, you know, we were dating at the time. So he was there. This guy, my guy friend, got so upset that he like left. Like he like stormed out. It was like really bad. And then as soon as that guy broke up with me, he was like, hey, how are you doing? Let's hang out. It's da da da. And I'm like, it was really... It was
weird little quinky dink.
It was so shitty because we were really good friends before that. And like, I know, okay, listen, like, actually.
It's a true color situation.
We like, in like middle school, we both liked each other, right? But he, you know, I think he dated,
It's
he was,
middle
yeah,
school.
you know, it was middle school and I think he was dating someone else. And then early high school, the person that he had dated and I had a thing for him. And he had this whole, well, I could have either one. And I was like, fuck this, never mind. So we ended up just being friends. So, you know, the fact that the fact that he had the audacity to get mad at me because I got a boyfriend, even though he was flaunting that he could have whichever girl he wanted, like,
he sounds like a fucking
bitch, try neither. Now you get no one.
No, you deserve no one. Play stupid game, get stupid prizes.
Yeah, exactly. Anyway, so yeah, that's why it's, and I've had it happen before. I've like literally, I had a stream friend who we were really good friends, and then he told me he liked me, and I was like, I don't feel that way back to you. I'm very sorry. You know, like I don't want to lose you as a friend though. This is very important to me. And he was chill until I started dating someone.
That's the thing is I guess I've on my end, like I've kind of moved past the, like I'll be like we're not gonna be able to continue with platonic friends because I know that if I went want to fuck, you'd say yes.
Yeah.
I don't want the answer to be yes. That's kind of my rule of thumb. If I ask them that and they say yes, it's a no to me being friends with you, which sounds stupid, but I know like if I asked my best friend that, she'd say no.
Yeah. Like, listen, I as your friend, I can appreciate that you're hot, but I do not want to engage in sex with you. So
that's a good rule of thumb for me at least.
Good
That's
distinction to have.
Encouraging my friendships. And it sucks. And I was just talking about this literally today on the stream. I was talking about how I've luckily never had someone go in to kiss me because I have learned to keep a very closed body style around people. And like a very, like a, you're never going to get close enough where you think you can just, you know?
Between that and eye contact, I'm very careful about eye contact because people take eye contact, one, as permission to start talking to you in public. Like, if I don't know you, typically I don't want to have it. Like, I'm not like a bitch, and like, I just don't.
I am.
It's like when guys stare at you and check you out, if you make eye contact with them, a lot of times they take that as permission to approach you. And I don't want that. Like, I don't want that conversation, especially if I just saw you like undressing me with your eyes. I don't want that conversation, you know, like.
But I'm gonna have to go through the uncomfortable.
Yeah, it's just it's going to be an uncomfortable situation, and it might be that kind of guy who like can't tell that you're very evidently, obviously uncomfortable. Your body language saying no, you know.
No, I don't want to.
Yeah, the first guy that I dated, the first time he tried to kiss me, it took like maybe 2 hours because we sat out on the front step of my house, and every time he'd lean in, I would freak out because I'd never like I had kissed someone for theater, never a real kiss. And so I'd never had like my first like relationship kiss or whatever. And he'd lean in to kiss me and I would like owl my neck around and hug him instead. Not because I didn't want to, but because I panicked. Because I didn't know what to do and I kept overthinking it. And so after like he like finally did, and he texted me after he left, he was like, so do you like not want me to kiss you? Like, that's okay, but like, do you not like, are you not okay with that? And I'm like, I'm sorry, I didn't.
Oh, that's really sweet.
I didn't know what to do.
I mean, like a little awkward, but really sweet.
Yeah. So
like, he's just like, I feel like I may have misread this. Oh God, he was probably sitting there like, oh fucking, I don't know. I
get really awkward. I think when. Well, also because I was grown. I was raised in a very like in the Christian. I went to a Christian school my whole life, so it was very repressive of any kind of sexuality and physical contact.
Yeah.
So any of that, you know, made me very deeply uncomfortable in that I didn't know how to do it. So
yeah, you're like, I don't know. This don't feel right. Don't think I like it.
Yeah.
I'm a fan. I like that. Vespers consider up for well, yeah. It just sounds like we're all around. No one's doing well. It sounds like.
Oh yeah. Well, I feel like one of the things that I will in the culture of like men making the first move, I have a lot of respect for how terrifying it would be. It just makes me think about like when guys the responsibility of like asking a girl to a dance. You know, or because every year we had like a Sadie Hawkins dance at school. So always you had to ask a guy at some point. And I was scared shitless to ask it. I pretty much always asked my guy friends because it was like, we're going as friends. It's chill. It's whatever. I have so much respect for that because it is so terrifying. You're really putting yourself out there. And then to have someone say no, like,
rough.
Like, obviously if someone says no, respect it. But like, it hurts. Like you're really putting yourself out on a limb. So I have to say I want to acknowledge that I respect that, the fear.
Yeah. Sorry, I was trying to make a funny joke in chat. I decided it was very important that I.
Oh no, it's okay. It's okay. And then sorry.
You have HelloFresh. Sorry, I realized.
Oh my God, no! I have a tendency to like. I'll be like, all right, guys, I'm gonna end stream, and then I don't. Ever. Because it's like, you know, if things are like vibing and everyone's having fun, then I forget. And I don't mind, but communication and honesty. Yeah.
Good rule of thumb.
Yeah. I mean, that's like, I was just thinking, this is such a stupid side thing, but I was thinking today about the Pina Colada song, and I'm like, the moral of the story is you gotta communicate.
Yeah.
If you reconnect with your significant other because you were both about to cheat on each other, like there's something wrong there.
I was reading this book on marriage. I didn't know how to say that one casually, but it's an interesting book. It talks about like how I don't know if I should show it. Feels weird showing a book. I don't know why. But pretty much, it's this well-known guy who talks about marriages, and one of the things he said is like cheating is not because of the disconnect, but it does tend to be a side effect of the disconnect. And it's called the 7 Principles for Making Marriage Work. And it's very interesting. I don't know if it, like, not that you have to be in a relationship to read it, it's just a very interesting concept. It kind of talks about being someone's friend before doing anything else, almost. And it talks about how every couple has different ways to diffuse situations. Sorry, this is just off topic, but I thought it was so
go for it.
What I've read so far of it. I haven't finished it, but I read a little bit of it. And they talk about kind of like, the essence of it is you have to like the person you're with, so you gotta figure out how to like them. You gotta figure out how to treat them like a friend and not treat them like someone that's fucking always making you resentful. And there's like the 4 of the 5 horsemen, and it's like he could predict pretty much if you do these things, you're gonna get fucking divorced. It's very interesting. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's so interesting just because, like, one, every relationship's a little bit different. You know, everybody vibes with people differently. One of the things that I found, I took a class on, like, it was like sex and sexuality, but also relationships towards like the end of it. And one of the craziest things that I remember learning about is like, sex is something that everybody talks about, or no. Sex is everywhere, but people hardly have conversations about it because, like, it's in media, it's in movies, it's in, you know, it's everywhere, but nobody, like, it's not like discussion, like more
it's
often
not like
than not.
Full scale of everything that goes into everything.
Yeah,
Yes.
And I feel like a lot of times people don't have those discussions in the relationship. They just kind of do it, and then they're like, "Okay, that was good. Yeah, that was good. Okay." Like,
I lied. I'm opening my book.
Go for it.
Love. I didn't fucking dog ear this just so everyone knows it's a random crinkle. I don't want people to think I'm dog earing my books for fucking love maps. I just want to share. I thought this was cute. It's literally like, this is just a fucking little quiz. It just says like everything you should know and like what to know about your partner. Not everything, but it's like a list, a good jumping point of like things like, I don't know, I know who my spouse's friends are. I know my partner's major current worries. I can list my partner's major hopes and aspirations. And it was like, if you got 10 or above, you're probably doing okay. If you got 10 or below, you should probably give a shit about your partner more.
Yeah.
And I don't know. It's just all weird. I don't know. Relationships.
Yeah, it's...
Because I don't know. You sound like you have pretty good, like, basis of, like, grounds. Your parents sound like they're doing well. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, obviously nothing's perfect. And I think
No.
from the relationship, I've also learned what I want and what I don't want. You know, if that makes sense. Like, I don't want to expose, you know, what my parents have going on. But, like, generally speaking, you know, they're very sweet. They're very supportive of each other. And it's definitely a good guideline, I think, for me to see. I don't know. I have, like, an idea of what I would be potentially looking for.
Yeah, that makes sense. Like, not idealization, but like I guess just a good baseline maybe is what I'm putting it.
Yeah. Like, there are things that I see about the relationship that I'm like, I like this. You know, I like that they support each other and they're, you know, ultimately at the end of the day, like, they're there for each other.
Yeah.
But then there are certain things that I see that I'm like, no, I'm not okay with that. I would have said something there, you know, like, it's, yeah. So it's definitely...
But that makes sense. You're just setting your own boundaries for what you want. It's a good jumping point for a lot of things.
Yeah, I think I didn't realize a lot of it till I got older, I think. But then as I got older and it's like when you start seeing all the things from, like, the child, like, I don't know, when you're a child, everything can be idealized sometimes. So, like, when you see through certain things, like, it's jarring, but then you also are like, okay, you know, like, this is what this is.
But I mean, that's what it is. It's work. Would it be what?
I've always had this personal policy. My parents have also, I got it from them, but, like, if my partner cheats on me, that's it. Trust is so difficult, and I would be worried for the rest of the relationship that they were going to cheat again.
Yeah, because what drove them to that the first time?
Exactly,
you know?
exactly.
What made them be able to disrespect you so heavily?
Yeah, and, like, that's not to say people haven't made it work after, but for myself, I already overthink everything in general. Yeah, the person I dated was emotionally cheating on me. He was like drunk calling and drunk texting his ex saying that he wished they were still together, which fun fact, they got back together after. So that's great for my self-esteem. But
love that.
Yeah. So it's like after that, there's nothing you can't come back from it. Like you can't
unfuck someone. You can't try and fuck someone.
Like you can't, it's like, I know that I know where your head is, and
it's not here.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
You know,
yeah,
not like here, but like
his exes. Yeah, his exes. Actually, technically, all of my exes live in Texas. All one of them.
Yeehaw.
So, yeah, that song is true for me.
That's funny.
But yeah, I don't think I would personally. I'm an anxious overthinker. I would not be able to move past that.
I mean, that's fair. That's fair. That's
and it's a very demeaning feeling in that I feel like it makes you feel less than. You'll constantly worry. Well, I would constantly worry that like I wasn't good enough. You know, like
I get like to the extreme. It's inconsiderate. I mean, that's almost like downplaying it, but it's like lack of respect, lack of consideration, lack of prioritization of your person. You know, it's so many things it ties into. And
my whole thing is like, no matter how painful it is, if you are done with the relationship, if you want something else, tell me and then go get it. Like, it's gonna suck still, but I would rather you be upfront before doing anything. Like, if you feel like it
sucks, then you do that to me.
Yeah, because the aftermath of just tell the fucking truth. Exactly. Like, the aftermath of being cheated on is way...
I've gotten a hey girly message after I spent 2 days nonstop sewing costumes for a convention for me and that significant other. At the convention, after hours and hours of sleepless nights of me trying to sew these things, which I had never sewn before, I got the, hey, just so you know. I was like, hey, just got a message. And they like, yeah, I was going to tell you after the con. And I was like, why would you do that? You know, like, why would you do that?
Yeah.
It's so gross. You kissed me. That is so gross. Ah! Ugh! I hate people. Sorry, I don't actually hate people. I hate people that do shitty things. Or I hate when people do shitty things.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I see the comment about double standards in this area. I feel the same way across the board that, like, doesn't matter, guy, girl, you should not do it. It can happen to anybody. It's shitty. It's, you know, obviously I can only speak from my point of view, but I can say objectively that it is shitty to cheat on anyone. It's shitty to cheat on anyone.
The thing is, like, not justifying cheating, but I do know there are situations that do kind of, like, lead to that, where it's like, I see how it got there, if that makes sense.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah.
It doesn't justify it, but I understand why it occasionally happens. And I said that in my stream, they're like, something you're justifying. And I'm like, no, because it doesn't make it okay. But I see how it got there, and I feel bad for that situation, I guess, you know?
Yeah.
I don't know. It's just,
Yeah, it's just, it's a difficult situation regardless. Because, you know, it's like feelings are going to get hurt. Sorry, what?
I may want to abandon you to make curry.
Oh my God, go do that. All right, so before we end, if there's anything that you want to promote, go ahead and do so.
My Ibotta code is whatever the fuck I sent earlier. I'll pull it up because that's all I have. Truly, I don't have anything to promote. Hold up. We got Ibotta code before Bretling tries to send it because he will. He fucking will. You ignore that. Just in chat is my Ibotta. It's a rebates app for couponing. You can come hang out on my stream where I'll teach you about couponing. Save your money. Oh, promote my social? No, just my Ibotta. You can figure it out. Click my Twitch page if you want. Me, it's Shayla Jennings. That's all I got. I don't know. I'm like, what do you want to promote? Your turn.
So this is my stream.
Wow.
Thanks for being here.
Oh, well, thank you for having me. I feel very lucky to have been here. It was very fun. It was very fun to talk with you.
I was going to say, we've never actually talked. We've, like, typed, but, like, that's pretty much it.
That's absolutely the extent.
We were in a group message for a hot second, and then...
We were.
I don't know what happened. I
don't know. Yeah.
I think everybody kind of had, their own stuff going on, and...
Yeah.
But I, have... known you, and you always pop up in my like people who are live, and I'm like, oh my God.
We stream similarly enough. I feel like we're both weird, just chatting streamers, so it's like
same vein. I think we were connected through Maddie because she was collecting a coalition of I think different female streamers.
Maddie's so sweet. I told her I was doing this today. She was like, oh, have fun. I was like, I will. Oh, she's sweet. I like Maddie. She's a good girl. But yeah, that's all.
Yeah.
Make her.
Alrighty. If you want to say bye to everyone, I will transition us over.
Okay, bye everyone, because we're not rude and we like to say bye. I'm not going to say everyone's name today because that feels like a lot, but yeah, thank you again for having me. I do appreciate it. It was very fun. I enjoyed.
All right. I'll be back in a minute to say hi to you guys, but thanks for a minute.